Tail of the tape all night, brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
Both these guys very early on in their careers. Joey Davis coming in with a ton of hype, but right now, only 1-0.
Catchweight matchup at 175 pounds. Here is Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Turning Stone Resort Casino as Miller Lite tonight presents Bellator MMA. We kick off the evening now inside the Bellator cage with 3 5-minute rounds. Presenting first the blue corner at 6 foot, weighing in 175 pounds even early on. His professional record stands at 1-1 from Sacramento, California, Justin Destruction Roswell. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner at 5'11", weighing in 172 pounds early on. His professional record stands at 1-0. He fights out of Compton, California, Joey Black Ice Davis. In charge of the action, your referee, David Bruce.
So David Bruce, our referee, as we get started here in upstate New York. Justin Roswell and Joey Davis.
You ready to fight? Good. Fight!
Here we go. Blue gloves for Justin Roswell. The red gloves for Joey Davis. Our fight clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the official light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time.
Joey Davis in his debut, I thought was a little bit tight, a little bit hesitant. He won clear unanimous decision, but I think the nerves got to him a bit. Let's see if he's over that a little bit more in his second fight.
Well, you don't get any better wrestling pedigree than you do when you talk about a kid named Joey Davis.
133-0, undefeated in his Division II career. That is impressive. Two-time California state champion. That's what he relied on in his Bellator debut, was that wrestling ability.
And looking forward early, Jimmy.
Yeah, Roswell, though, working from his back. Saw a quick little triangle attempt there. His one finish of his career is one win by submission.
Just 23 years old. Joey Davis, 5-0 as an amateur. Grew up fighting his entire life. Side control.
Nice step over to crucifix position. That's a bad cut.
Absolutely. Wow. Wrestlers love this position.
Yep. And right in his wheelhouse. Matt Hughes special.
He's in trouble. Oh, big elbow. Davis looking to finish it right here, right now.
Now it's running into the eyes. You see when he had to turn to his right, blood starts running into both eyes. He cannot see the punches.
It's all over. Joey Davis, first round stoppage.
What did I say about loosening up after that first fight? Yep. Different guy in MMA fight number 2. Much more relaxed, much more vicious. Great stuff. Now you're seeing that potential coming out of what this guy can do in the cage. Not just wrestle, but that ground and pound. That was great.
Take a look at the replay. Take a look at how Joey Davis was able to finish things early.
Takedown, we knew that was coming. Look at the body lock, good lift right inside, but it was once he passed the guard. That's when you had the excellent elbow right here, boom. That's what cut him up. He passes to side control, got that crucifix position, and once Roswell was defenseless, look at this right here, big right elbows right on target, that blood in the eyes, he can't see the punches coming. Referee saw that. And that is all she wrote. Great finishing instincts by Joey Davis.
Our Black Card Premium Spice Rum Replay. The bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core. Joey Davis's cousin, AJ McKee, will fight later tonight live on Spike with the official decision, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the end comes 1 minute 35 seconds into round number 1. Waved off due to strikes. The winner by TKO, still undefeated, Joey Black Ice Davis.
133-0 in his wrestling career, 2-0 in his young mixed martial arts journey. Our Tail of the Tape is brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
Arlene Blanco, much more experienced at 9-6 than the 4-1 Sinead Kavanagh.
Slight reach advantage for Glencoe with the official introductions, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight here at Turning Stone Resort Casino, we now, inside the Bellator cage, go to 3 5-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing the blue corner. At 5'7", she weighed in 145 pounds, even her professional record. 4 wins, just 1 defeat. Fighting out of Dublin, Ireland, Sinead Kavanagh. And across the cage, her adversary out of the red corner at 5'5", weighing in 145.8 pounds. Her professional record, 9 victories, 6 defeats. Fighting out of Sydney, Australia, Arlene Angerfist Blanco. And the referee in charge of the action, Kevin McDonald.
Kevin McDonald, our referee. International flavor to this matchup here in upstate New York.
Ready to fight? Ready to fight? Let's go.
Kavanagh and Blanco. Here we go. Fight Clock is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time.
Well, we have one Irish boxer versus a fighter whose name is Angerfist. I think we know what kind of fight we're going to get with this one.
I do red gloves for Angerfist, blue gloves for one of Dublin's finest. And we should mention that Arlene Blanco is 2-0 since going to a new coach, Sean Sullivan, and both those wins have been first-round stoppages.
Very nice hands, a lot of faith in her boxing. Having a lot of confidence, hands wandering very, very low.
Be interesting to see if they just stand and trade because they both like that type of fight.
See that size advantage. Kavanagh looks like the much bigger fighter in there. Last time we saw her in Bellator against Rosa Fiarison in her hometown, taken down easily over and over and over again. I don't see Blanco going to that strategy, but that's certainly been Kavanagh's weakness.
Well, Blanco says over time she's become way more comfortable on the ground, and she wants another fight against Julia Butt. Majority decision loss and a close one for Angerfist. Nice connection there. Long right hand, Jimmy.
Nice speed going in and out. She throws that right hand, it comes back quickly, right? Just like that.
Good counter by Blanco. Third Bellator fight, first fight in the United States for Sinead Kavanagh. In her career, she had 4 fights in Dublin, 1 in Belfast. And this her 6th professional fight tonight.
I can see with her footwork, she's good at cutting the angle left and right over and over and over again. I'm a little worried about that hand placement. It's not where a punch comes from, it's where it goes back to. It comes from her hips, it's fine, but when she brings it back, it's back to her hips. That's where we're seeing the counters of Blanco as those fists aren't coming back to her chin.
Blanco, World Championships in the World Boxing Federation, also in the Women's International Boxing Association.
Trying to find that right hand over the top. Both guys are, both ladies are depending on the right hand, but Arlene Blanco working it as a counter, trying to get over that jab, just like that.
Blanco, part of Team Tahuna. Of course, James Tahuna, outstanding mixed martial artist. Australians, the New Zealanders, Mark Hunt, they absolutely
Tough as
love
nails,
this
I think is the best way to put it.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
Kavanagh more with the lead right. Blanco trying to use it as a counter.
Glencoe has had a couple of fights away from the Bellator cage. In Australia, coming off a win in the first round. And the other first round win that I mentioned under new head coach, Sean Sullivan. That kind of got her right back here, didn't it?
Yes, exactly. And sometimes that break is exactly what you need. Leave the organization, get your confidence back, change up your camp, come back a better fighter, and I think she certainly has. Had a little trouble with the range. You see when Kavanagh comes in, it's off the footwork. She bounces in and bounces out, and a lot of times Blanco's right hand is just a little bit short. Those counter punches, not quite there because she's a little too solid on her feet.
The step up for Arlene Blanco. She has fought many fights at bantamweight. This fight at 145. This one at bantamweight. She's had a lot of those. She's also fought some featherweight fights.
Yes.
One minute on the clock in round number one.
That right hand over the top. That worked effectively because Cavanaugh trying to work the body, that left her in position for the counter. Difficulty was working the body.
Bloodied up a bit. Glencoe at 145, under a minute remaining in the round. And you can see the size difference. Sinead Kavanagh, very strong, very powerful, but very even first round.
I give Cavanaugh the slight lead. I think she's landed the more significant punches. Glencoe's had her moments, though.
Over the top. That right there, Jimmy, was a perfect example of how she brought her hand back.
Exactly. And it's that counter opportunities that Glencoe's trying to find, especially as the fight wears on and maybe Kavanaugh's footwork slows down a little bit.
Brought it back to her chest instead of her chin.
Yep.
So, round two.
Red gloves for Arlene Glencoe. And blue gloves for Sinead Kavanagh. Quickly with the hook.
That last round, very hard to score for two reasons. I believe, in my opinion, Kavanagh landed the more significant punches, but a lot of times she was playing the outside, which a lot of judges give, the person playing the center the aggression points. And I thought Blanco finished the round strong. Judges tend to weigh the end more than the beginning, so tough one to score.
Both corners saying to be a bit more aggressive, time your punches, look for the counters. Not surprising that this one still remains on the feet.
Or even takedown attempts from either fighter.
Yeah, they haven't even gotten close enough to clinch. Long jab by Kavanagh, just missed. Clipped her on the way in.
See the ebb and flow of the dance. As Kavanagh leads, Glencoe tries to counter, and sometimes see the counter of the counter by Kavanagh.
10 years of boxing for Sinead Kavanagh. Mentioned the boxing accolades of Glencoe. Both women have a lot of boxing experience. Good counter right.
And her money punch. I'd like to see a little better work from Blanco with that lead hand. Kavanagh's been throwing in the hook, the quick jab, but it's been basically right hands from Blanco.
Sinead's dropping that left hand, and as you said, Jimmy, doesn't matter how it comes, it's how it comes back, but Blanco continues to go over the top.
Yep. Needs to be a little more conscious with that left hand.
Sometimes get that boxing mentality where you feel good, you have your hands.
And that's when you get hit.
Correct. But you have much bigger gloves on.
Right, exactly. Defense much, much harder.
Inside leg kick. Couple of minutes into round number 2.
And look at the footwork. She was popping and moving a lot in round 1, a lot less in round 2. That was a big part of her defense, or her defensive strategy in round 1.
For Kavanagh, 22 years in the fight game, 31 years old. As I mentioned, 5-time Irish national boxing champion. And a teammate of Gunnar Nelson and Chris Fields, James Gallagher, and the notorious one, Conor McGregor. Inside leg kick. Midway point of the fight.
Two fighters set a rhythm, and so far the rhythm is Kavanagh leads, Blanco counter. The one who breaks that rhythm often finds success. The one who changes it up. Blanco led with a right hand of her own, or Kavanagh kind of baited Blanco in to make her start. Maybe we'd see something a little different. Who's going to make that step?
A little slip and rip.
Good right hand.
Over the top for Glencoe. Right down on the mouthpiece and fight.
What we're not seeing is that bounce out that I think saved her from a lot of those right hands of Blanco in the first round. She's stepping in, she's pretty much staying there. First round, it was in and out a little bit more effectively. She slowed down a little bit in this round too. I still think she's landed the better punches so far in this round.
Cavanaugh in the center of the cage. She's pretty much controlled the center most of the fight. Oh! Nice combination. And again with that right hand.
Another good one. Once again, finishing the round strong.
Kavanaugh's a tough girl. She's taking a lot of right hands right to the face. But that boxer's mentality is, man, didn't hurt me.
Too bad.
Might look bad, but I'm not hurting. Lead hook. When they shake their head no,
That
it means
means
they got
that
hurt.
hurts. Yeah, that's exactly what that means. I'm all right.
Is this where I'd say we've talked about that before, just with different people?
Yeah, exactly. We talked about this so many times with other people. But
Second
same
time
stuff,
for us.
same thing.
Same thing. Second for us, partner. Under 30.
And once again, Blanco's really finished this last minute and a half really strong. Another good right hand.
And final 10 seconds.
Third and final.
Submitted by Kunin back in 2015. Majority decision for the Bellator champion Julia Budd back in October of 2016.
These are both ground fights. Those are both against fighters who really had a lot of comps. Her takedown and jiu-jitsu game. This has been a stand-up brawl, just how she likes it.
There she closes distance. Again, Kavanagh definitely trying to close distance early here. You can definitely see the boxing skills in both women.
Yeah.
The way they roll away and roll off punches.
Very technical. They have great awareness. We're seeing a lot of the punches. They're trying to slip. They're trying to move. They're trying to counter. Very good stuff.
Fine boxers turned mixed martial artists. Some mixed martial artists are turned boxers. I couldn't help myself. I really wasn't going to say it.
Waiting for that line.
I wasn't going to say it.
You gotta say it. Come on.
Yeah. And he's her teammate.
Yeah, of course.
I had
Come on.
to say
It just fits so well.
It really does. You got a gem for us live on Spike later. You're going to use that line again, I hope.
Oh, now you're putting me on the spot, buddy.
Absolutely. Everybody's going to be pinned to the TV waiting. I hope you say it. I hope I hear it again.
Yeah, I have to now.
Yeah, exactly. 90 seconds into the third and final round.
Gotta remember is that Glencoe finishes strong, which means Cavanaugh has to start strong. She has to really do damage early on in rounds. So far, she's a little bit more conservative in this third round.
4-1 against 9-6. Kavanagh 4-1. Arlene Blanco 9-6, 2-2 inside the Bellator cage. Just missed with that right hand.
You see the load on those punches, man. She's throwing for the fences with that right hand, putting everything behind it.
It's a close fight.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Cavanaugh just a little better with the lead hand. She throws the jab a bit more. She's mixed in the left hook. Arlene Blanco's, done some good things, but it's almost exclusively the right hand.
Karate background for Kavanagh as well.
All we've seen is the occasional leg kick.
Yep. By both women. Because there was a heavy leg kick or two in round one from Glencoe. Anybody's fight, 2 minutes left.
This is when Blanco in the last couple rounds has turned it on. Good right hand on cue.
Well, Jimmy, we said they would be happy to stand and trade. That's exactly what we're getting.
One thing Blanco has to do if she wants to turn the tide of this fight is when she gets those moments, she lands a good right hand, Kavanagh steps back, wipes her face, and nods at her. puncher. Don't sit there waiting for her to recover. When you get her stepping back off those punches, take advantage of the fact that her footwork's not quite there. She just got snapped back, put the pressure on. She lands right hand and lets her get away.
Yep.
Lets her reset. Can't do that.
You work very hard to get inside. Stay
Yeah,
there.
Stay there, exactly.
Enjoy the position.
Fight in between. Fight in between the steps. When your opponent stops, that's when you want to go after him.
1 minute remains. Featherweight fight. Oh,
Nice left. What did we say about that left hand? Cavanaugh's been throwing it.
That was as good as any punch that's been landed, and now she's wobbled.
Blanco not going after her. He can let her off the hook there. She let her just get away with that. I think she had her hurt.
Glencoe got rocked, and then Cavanaugh was wobbled by the punch. Under 30 seconds remain. Good counter right. Final 10 seconds.
Who thinks they won? That's what you find out in the last 10 seconds. I think Kavanagh thinks she's ahead. She pretty much took those 10 seconds off.
They go the distance. Here inside Turning Stone Resort Casino in upstate New York.
We want to see a boxing match in MMA gloves. That was about it. That's what we figured we were going to get tonight. It did not disappoint.
Jimmy, let's check out our Blackheart Premium Spiced Rum Replay. The bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core.
Look at these right hands. Good stuff by Kavanagh. The left hook, bang, right between the eyes. Completely took away the vision of Blanco for a moment, staggered her. Then Blanco comes right back. Look at this right hand, right on the temple, and look at the step back. No legs underneath her. That means she was hurt, but Blanco, to my surprise personally, didn't really go after. You look at her here, her legs just completely give out as she's stepping back. And this is the time you go after your opponent, you try and finish, try and bank those, the knockdown, hopefully the knockout. She let her go, that's why we're going to the judges' scorecard right now.
Michael C. Williams with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your 3 judges at cage side. Your first judge, David Bruce, scores the fight 29-28. He sees the fight for Kavanagh. Your second judge, David Torelli, scores the fight 30-27, seeing the fight for Blanco. Your third and final judge, Chris Lee, scores the fight 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Arlene Anger Fist Blanco.
Split decision victory for Anger Fist. Her 3rd win inside the Bellator cage. Our tail of the tape for the next fight here, brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
And look at the reach advantage of Kevin Casey. He needs to use that to keep the grappler, Chris Honeycutt, away from him and away from that double leg.
Official introductions from Michael C. Williams.
From upstate New York, here at Turning Stone Resort Casino, Bellator MMA now goes to 3 5-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Introducing the blue corner at 5'11", weighing in 186 pounds even. His professional record: 9 wins, 5 losses, 2 draws. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, King Kevin Casey. And across the cage, his adversary, out of the red corner, at 5'10", weighing in 185.5 pounds as a professional. 9 wins, just 1 defeat. Fighting out of Fresno, California, Chris "The Cut" Honeycutt. In charge of the action, referee David Bruce.
David Bruce, our referee for this middleweight matchup. Kevin Casey, Chris Honeycutt.
Fighter, you ready? Fighter, you ready? Back up, back up. Wait.
Here we go. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. Kevin Casey, blue gloves. He is a southpaw. Chris Honeycutt in the red gloves. 5 wins for Honeycutt in his Bellator career. This is the second Bellator fight for Kevin Casey. His first was a draw.
In that fight in Los Angeles, he looked fantastic in the opening round. Great stuff, but then tapered off rounds 2 and 3. That's why you got a draw.
Time.
Bad one.
Right over her. Right over her. Right over her. 5 minutes.
Just because everybody wants to see it twice.
And
Bang. That was direct.
yeah, that is nasty. Kevin Casey takes his time, which he is allowed to do.
Okay. Sorry.
Which he should.
You gotta keep them up above there, okay?
On season 17 of The Ultimate Fighter, Kevin Casey was coached by our own Chael Sonnen, Chael P. Sonnen.
You're gonna be able to continue? Yeah. Okay. Take your time.
Son-in-law of the late Muhammad Ali.
All right, just needs a couple of minutes. We're gonna let him.
Jimmy, I called his fight at the Forum the night after the great Muhammad Ali had passed away. And he fought the next night.
That's
really
impressive stuff.
Hours
Very,
later.
very impressive.
Fight!
Round 2, round 1.
Feels like round with that
did,
pause.
yeah.
Feels like round 2.
1-0 you.
One thing about Chris Honeycutt at middleweight, he says, I feel more explosive, I feel more powerful, I feel stronger. I'm the weight cut killing me. Against Ben Ryder, he was nothing short of dominant.
Honeycutt, national runner-up at Edinburgh College. Tends to rely on his power punches, much like his mentor, Josh Koscheck.
And it's to get right in here, going for the guillotine. Only has half guard, though. Very hard to finish without full guard against a guy like Chris Honeycutt.
Get on top, get on top.
Not going to get that.
See if Honeycutt can take advantage of this top position now.
Right in front of his coach, Kenny Johnson. That's his wrestling coach.
Honeycutt trains with Ed Ruth, the 3-time national wrestling champion from Penn State, who will fight on his own campus November 3rd. We'll talk about that later.
Everybody's looking forward to that one.
It will be special. Phil Davis is well on the card. Ryan Bader will defend his belt for the first time. We'll get to that schedule throughout the night.
This is what Honeycutt is so good at, that ground and pound, that positioning. Try and get him off you, trying to get that sweep. It is tough. Now hunting for the arm. Underneath, trying to isolate the left arm of Chris Honeycutt. Honeycutt's out.
Honeycutt 6-0 at 185. His first 4 professional fights were a little different than the first 5 Bellator fights at 170 pounds. He's kind of made his way up.
Yeah, against Parlo, against Ryder at 185. He looks fantastic.
Yeah.
He really does well at 185.
So he started at 85, then he went to 70, trimming down, and then he trimmed it back up.
You have to figure out, you know, that point of, there's a point of diminishing returns in the weight cut when you're going down, but man, it's really costing you a lot. It can cost you some energy, some explosiveness. He feels better at 185.
Just past the midway point of round number 1. Close guard for Kevin Casey.
Don't grab his glove.
Trains with Crone and Huron Gracie. You mentioned Kenny Johnson, one of the best wrestling coaches out there.
Fantastic.
Kevin still works his striking.
I introduced him to MMA. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
there
You're
you go.
welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome, Kenny and I back then.
Right?
Back in Manhattan Beach.
Anthony Hardong, striking coach for Kevin Casey.
And this is where all those unorthodox strikes, the stance, he was very, very low in the stance, throwing stuff. It took Honeycutt a while to kind of figure him out. This is his bread and butter. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff when you're on top landing your ground and pound.
His father, a massive supporter. Chris Honeycutt's dad, he said, spent 13 years in night school to get his MBA. That's a work ethic right
Yeah,
there.
that is. That certainly is.
And the cut in top position here in round 1.
What's hard to understand if you haven't been around it, if you don't follow the sport real closely, wrestling is just awful. The training, what you have to put into it, the years you have to go, and there's no NBA contract at the end. There's no, like, I played in a Super Bowl. It's hard from the time you're 6 to the end of college, and then you get a degree if you put in enough time in your classes. So, I mean, just the work ethic of these Division I wrestlers, it's insane.
It's a different mentality.
Here's where Casey has to be unorthodox, has to show Honeycutt looks he hasn't seen before. It's on the feet. Good right hand over the top.
That kick to the midsection was somewhat powerful as well. 30 seconds now.
The problem is stringing strikes together when you only have really a minute on the feet, maybe. You know, he's got to get back around where he was on his back, getting hammered for a good portion of the round. He's got to get it back with the strikes. That's not easy to do. And you got to worry about the double leg of Honeycutt. There it is again. Going for the guillotine, close guard this time.
Final seconds.
Arm in, though. That's going to be hard to get.
Round 1 in the books.
Let go, your guy.
Wow, he might have been out there.
Come on.
Yep, I think he's...
Let's go.
You see, he was staggering. He says, I'm back. But he got up under his own power. That's all it takes.
Final seconds of round 1, Jimmy.
Look at this. Arm in guillotine. Time's running out. But if he can't get up under his own power, they can stop it. His eyes are not clear, but he's awake. He can get up and get to his corner under his own power. And he raised his hand to show the ref, I'm okay, but man, 2 or 3 more seconds, this fight might have been over. Beautiful pressure on the guillotine, never taps, never goes out. But when he lets it go, Chris Honeycutt is not there. But according to the rules, if he can get up, get to the corner on his own power, he's not out.
His only Bellator loss to Paul Bradley, 40-second TKO.
You ready? You ready? Fight!
Round 2. Blue gloves, white trunks for the southpaw Kevin Casey. Chris the Cut Honeycutt in the black trunks, red gloves. Over the top with the left.
And keep in mind, that's twice that he's gone in for the double leg, and rather than try and stop it, Casey's gone hard for the guillotine. He hasn't shown a willingness to try and sprawl and brawl, to try and throw in a crossface. He's going to go hard for that guillotine every time. Honeycutt has to watch out for that. Oh, nice left hand over the top.
Chris Honeycutt, born in Brook Park, Ohio, suburb of Cleveland, which I know very well, fighting out of Fresno, California now. 2-time Ohio State champion. Jimmy, at a very powerful high school in Ohio, St. Edwards.
St. Edwards. I was about to say, it's got to be St. Edwards.
They were our arch rivals in hockey.
Incredible.
Yep.
Incredible
North
team.
Olmsted.
Yep.
Ray Maynard, Lance Palmer.
Yep. Alan Freed, for those who go back that far.
Tom Ferguson used to have.
Don't think you outdo me, man. It comes old school wrestling. But Alan Freed, fantastic
right?
wrestler, St. Edwards.
I trained in his basement, though.
Phenomenal.
It was
phenomenal wrestling. And this is what that wrestling gets him. Incredible top position. Casey has trouble with it. Once he's past that guard guillotine, hasn't had a lot of answers for the ground attack of Honeycutt.
3-fight win streak for Honeycutt, all by decision. 90 seconds into the second.
And if you saw those last 2 fights that he won by decision at 185, no fault of his own. He was going for the finish from start to finish. He laid it on both of those guys. He's not a lay in prayer. Nice step over in the full mount. Look at that aggressive posture, almost looking for the back already.
Watch the back of the hat.
Keep him busy.
Big shot stuff.
Oh my, big connection there. Casey's in trouble.
He's trying to sit up out of this. That's a bad move.
Honeycutt, it is all over. Chris Honeycutt stops Kevin Casey.
Close with the strikes, close with the guillotine. On the bottom, no comparison. Honeycutt all over him from that top position. Another great win in middleweight.
The St. Edwards Eagle moves to 6-1 and 1 no contest in his Bellator career. Let's check out our Blackheart Premium Spiced Rum Replay. The bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core.
Just when Kevin Casey was having some success on the feet, look at that duck under. Beautiful stuff, spiral ride right down to the ground, classic wrestling. And then here, on top, ground and pound, Kevin Casey trying to sit up out of danger. Can't do that, it gives away his protection, and it was answered by right hands. And as soon as he went down, that one really hurt him. As soon as he went down, covered up, a referee saw that this was going nowhere. Right here, he'll put both hands up. Referee sees he can't get out. That's a good stoppage. Great stuff by Honeycutt.
The godfather of ground and pound, Mark Coleman, also from Ohio, would be proud of that finish by Honeycutt. To make it official, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the contest waved off due to strikes. Official time. 2 minutes, 6 seconds into round number 2. The winner by TKO, Chris "The Cut" Honeycutt.
Fourth straight win for Honeycutt, winner by TKO. Our tale of the tape, brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
And you talked about the weight disparity in terms of where they have fought. Look at the size, 5'9", and look at the reach advantage for Colleen Schneider, 72 inches to 67 inches.
To Michael C. Williams with the official introductions.
From Turning Stone Resort Casino, Bellator MMA now presents 3 5-minute rounds back into the flyweight division. And introducing the blue corner first, at 5'7", weighing in 125.5 pounds, her professional record, 8 wins, 2 losses with 1 draw, fighting out of Cornwall, England, Cade Jackson. And across the cage, her adversary, out of the red corner, at 5'9", weighing in 123.8 pounds, her professional record, 11 victories, 7 defeats, fighting out of Los Angeles, California, by way of Syracuse, New York, Colleen Super Collider Schneider. In charge of the action, referee, Rob Hines.
Rob Hines, our referee. Syracuse's own Colleen Schneider, set to fight Kate Jackson.
All right, ladies, here we go. First round, you ready? First round, you ready? Go, fight.
Here we go. Fight Clock is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time.
If the UFC has a deal with Reebok, why don't we have a deal with Underoos? Because that is awesome. She looks like a superhero out there.
You beat me to it.
Thank you.
Because I was going to say,
You
Super Collider.
You bet I did.
Super Collider.
That's how I roll, dude.
No, it's because I'm a good partner and I allow you to.
Touche. Yeah. Touche. True generosity. Well, that is awesome. Her outfit
It is, isn't
killer.
it? I was thinking that too. Now, Colleen Schneider is a switch stance fighter, and you see it immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
Competed and taught Taekwondo, which led to her discovering MMA. She is a black belt in Taekwondo. That's Colleen Schneider. And as I mentioned, Kate Jackson fought Joanna Jędrzejczyk back in 2013. Lost by retirement after the second round. Could not continue the fight. They connect.
So look at that size disparity. Colleen's a
time.
much bigger fighter, much rangier. You know, Benson Henderson, once again, started out in Taekwondo as well. Light footwork, a lot of stance switching, great understanding of range, great control of range, because a lot of times they fight from the outside and it's one and done.
We talked about the size disparity. As I mentioned, Kate Jackson has fought many times at strawweight at 115. This fight at 125. 90 seconds or so in to our first of a potential 3 5-minute rounds.
Good combination. Needs to do more of that. Throw multiple punches to get inside. She can't fight on the outside because of stuff like that.
The Brit, Kate Jackson, making her Bellator debut.
Okay, watch those fingers.
Schneider, as we mentioned, born in Syracuse, just up the road from where we are in Verona, upstate New York, Turning Stone Resort Casino. Now trains out in Fullerton, California. Eric Paulson, Josh Barnett, that combat submission wrestling mentality.
CSW, man.
Yeah, baby.
Great camp. One time I had feared for my life on the mat was Josh Barnett demonstrating a choke on me. I'm not even, I was like, panic mode, like he's gonna break my neck. Unbelievable grappler.
He probably was.
It was the Matt Hughes, Ricardo Almeida choke from top. He's showing it, doing like a demonstration. I'm like, he's gonna pop my head off. I was really terrified.
Former UFC heavyweight champion Josh Barnett. Eric Paulson is that quiet hero, though. That style of training and wrestling and competing in MMA.
And a pioneer. I mean, he was around the very, very beginning, mid-90s.
Neil Melanson, another great example. Schneider lifting that front leg, looking for a little Muay Thai style, also that Taekwondo background we talked about.
Not pulling the trigger a lot.
Nope.
A lot of evaluating, a lot of waiting, trying to get the timing, but not throwing a lot of strikes so far. I think mentally, in a way, she's kind of let Kate Jackson back into this fight. Hasn't thrown much. That was a good one.
I like that low kick and then the punch. That's Dan Henderson style.
Yep, hand to foot, foot to hand.
Kate Jackson, 8-2 in her career, 4 wins by knockout, 1 by submission. Spin. 11 wins for Colleen Schneider. Oh, nicely done. Oh, that might have hurt her. That hurt her too, right to the midsection.
Looked like she reached for her knee there for a second.
That was a nasty tee.
That was. Now rolling for a knee bar. Trying to straighten it out. See Jackson trying to reach and put weight on her right leg. That is twisted though. Can't see how bad it is from here. She is holding on to the head for dear life. What she doesn't want is extension from Schneider. She can finish that knee bar.
Schneider looking to move to 2-0 as a Bellator fighter. You get the ball of the foot into your opponent's midsection, that's a nasty strike.
That's a good one.
A lot of times it keeps a setup, as you know, Jimmy, but it can also be violent.
Yes, it can be. All those traditional Thai guys. You ever seen a cop movie where they kick the door in? Well, you're the door, basically, is the best way I can describe it.
And you saw the movies, what happens to the door.
Yeah, that's how it feels. She's putting a lot of torque on that knee, but she'll make it out of the round, it looks like.
Deep, the good old foot jab.
Time, ladies.
Nah, her knee's in trouble. She did reach for her knee when she went down.
Yep.
This is, I can't see her fighting on this. She can't even walk on it.
And you mentioned, Jimmy, with that strike that the knee kind of popped.
I thought when she went down, she started reaching for her knee immediately.
Why can't you stand on it? Where's it hurting?
Doctors in evaluating the damage.
Oh, that's it.
Do it again.
Screaming and she said, do it again.
Yep, she turns on that knee, looks okay. There's the teep, and it just pops.
Yeah.
Yeah, just popped right out of place.
We're good.
Yeah, they're going to call it.
We're all done.
She wants to continue, especially here in Syracuse.
She was doing well in this fight right up to that point. You see her reach for it. That's what I thought she was doing.
Not going to continue with it.
This is her trying to get up, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah. ACL, MCL, all those CLs are...
Nothing good from that. And meniscus, none of those heal well.
Unfortunate for Syracuse, New York's Colleen Schneider.
Got to be disappointed with the doctors. Obviously, they're making the right call. She can't even walk.
Yeah. She wants to fight off. They squeeze the knee. She screams and she goes, squeeze it again.
Yeah. No, give her one more. She screamed. No, try one more so she can grit her teeth. You know? Let me put it this way. If a fighter were the main character in Saw, it would last 4 minutes. Because you go, all right, cut it off. You know what I mean? Once you decide you got to do it, you got to do it. And, you know, fighters are great liars. They always want to fight.
see it swelling up already.
She is disappointed, but that, you know, a knee can be a career ender. You don't want to go in there hurt and have something worse happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's no way she was going to continue to fight. Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, upon the advice of the cage-side physician, referee Rob Hines waives off the contest due to injury. Therefore, the official time, 5 minutes of round number 1, and the winner by TKO, Kate Jackson.
Kate Jackson, the Brit, victorious in her Bellator debut. All right, we move forward here in upstate New York. Tail of the tape. Brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
Look at the experience of both these fighters, Georgie Kavanagh and Daniel Pineda, very experienced fighters.
Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA, presented tonight by Miller Lite from Turning Stone Resort Casino, now presents 3 5-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing the blue corner at 5'7", weighing in 146 pounds even. His professional record, 22 wins, 12 losses, fighting out of Houston, Texas, Daniel "The Pit" Pineda. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner at 5'8", weighing in the same, 146 pounds even. His professional record, 26 victories, 7 defeats with 1 draw. Originally from Moscow, he fights out of Riverside, California, Georgie "Insane" Kavanagh. In charge of the action, referee Brian Miner.
Brian Miner, our referee for this featherweight matchup of 2 very well-versed veterans.
George, you ready? Daniel, you ready? Come on, fight.
Here we go. We are underway. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. Blue gloves for Daniel "The Pit" Pineda, Georgie K in the red gloves.
And that is way easier than Kavanagh.
Yeah.
I should just call him Georgie K. That is great.
That's why she should be on a J.
There you go. Much simpler.
Kavanagh.
I didn't say you can't say it. I said it's so much easier, Georgie K. Pineda against Emmanuel Sanchez. Fast start. I thought he won the first round, and then he slowed down later in the fight. He has to be careful of that kind of pacing against a veteran like Georgie Kavanagh. It's going to be hard to finish, especially on the ground.
Kavanagh, this is his second stint in Bellator, former World Series of Fighting champion. He got some Palace Fight champions, and of course the Bellator Season 2 featherweight tournament semi-finalists.
He's been in Bellator as long as I have. He was on the first card I called in Bellator, knocked out Balquach. Been in for a long time.
Bellator 13, April 2010, KO by knee. How about that? Nobody said that in my ear. I had that part.
Bam, he's at it, ready to go. Damn, he's prepared.
Absolutely. More than a fork and a knife to the table.
I'm going to bring like trivia or something next time, see how much you know.
Now I'm in trouble. Pineda, 22 victories. Georgie Kavanagh, 26 victories in their MMA careers. Looking for a clinch with a takedown.
Beautiful takedown. Both guys have great jiu-jitsu. I think Pineda relies on it a little bit more. Kavanagh, wicked guillotine. That's his specialty. You cannot leave your neck hanging out with this guy.
Daniel Pineda, a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Born in Dallas, fighting out of Houston, Texas. All of his 22 career wins have been finishes.
That's the one thing, if you're Pineda, I mean, you used to, when I win, I finish. Veterans like Kavanagh are hard to finish. You also have to have the guts to go that 15 minutes and know, hey, maybe you're not going to get that quick submission. Maybe you have to wait until that 15 minutes and really put in the work to beat a guy like that. They don't fold easily. Beautiful trip.
Triangle, good.
You hear the corner saying, watch the triangle.
Good, Daniel, you got this.
Kavanagh, very long legs, very active from his back, but so far, Pineda doing a great job with the takedowns.
16 career wins by submission, 7 different submission types, Jimmy.
That versatility.
Georgie is the same way, 14 submission wins, 6 different submission techniques. Close guard. Georgie Karhanian, very close with our buddy Cub Swanson.
Yep.
Congratulations, Cub and Kenda. Just
Yep.
welcome their baby into the MMA world. I wonder if he's got the gloves on already.
Already ready to go, man.
There you
Doing
go.
stretches, I know it.
Congratulations to 2 great people. Pineda looking to posture up. Karhanian looking to deny that ability.
Long arms, long legs, going for the arm, couldn't get it. Kavanagh still active. Pineda using that pounding, that ground and pound to open up the guard, get his ground game going. The standard stand and pass is going to be hard to do, but if you can do this, get him to open his guard up, then that pass is there. But so far, content to stay in the guard, not trying a lot for the pass.
Talk about starting young. Daniel Pineda said he started wrestling at age 3.
Out in Ohio, that's pretty late.
Yeah, that is actually pretty late.
You're
Yeah.
already,
Yeah. Your career's over.
you're in diapers.
You're a junior there. Final minute of the round.
There you go, Daniel. Good. Square him up. Perfect.
There's a montage before the Division I NCAA championships a couple years ago. It said, when did you start taking it seriously? These guys were like, 6, 5. You know, it's like, really? You weren't in kindergarten, but you wanted to be a world champion in wrestling. Pineda going to that tape. There's the guillotine. And he was ready for that.
Yeah, good scramble.
Yeah, he went crazy for that defense.
Perfect.
Pineda on top for the better part of this first round.
Watch your fingers.
Relax, breathe, Daniel. You got 15 seconds. You're good.
Side, Daniel.
Once again, a fast start from Pineda, but will it last?
Good.
Round 2.
Georgie Karhanian, a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, round 2. Red gloves for the Russian. Daniel Pineda in the blue gloves.
Getting a little too close for that spin kick.
Went to it again.
Yeah. But that time bent his leg a little bit more, made it a little bit shorter.
He could tell he
Single
was
leg,
going to
easy
shoot. Yeah.
single leg. Nice sweep. Can Karhanian stay on top? He cannot. Great stuff by Pineda. Karhanian, not an easy guy to sweep either.
You talked about his ability to finish with that guillotine.
The left underhook.
Back to guard.
That's okay, Daniel. Keep going. Perfect. Head in the
Back
center.
on top is Daniel Pineda.
Get your left arm free. There you go. Perfect.
You know, as talented as Georgie is, great fighter, extremely well-rounded, he's yet to really find his legs in Bellator. You know, 2 wins over Bubba Jenkins, but it's been one step forward, one step back in his Bellator career so far. Hasn't strung those wins together to make him the contender a lot of people thought he'd be when he came back here.
Coming off a loss to Emmanuel Sanchez.
Come on, let's work.
Also, bad knee injury after the Bubba Jenkins fight. Supposed to fight Patricio Pitbull for the title. That fight ended up falling through because of that injury. But the stops and starts have really hurt him.
Yeah. He even admitted, Jimmy, that he felt like he was drowning in 2015, 2016.
Yep.
Just couldn't get it going. Grew up watching Tito Ortiz and then fought on the same card as him.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him at all.
No.
At Huntington Beach, Bad Boy.
No idea.
What is it now, People's Champion? I will not accept
Watch those
it.
fingers.
He's not going to do it.
He's always gonna be the bad boy to me. That's
Absolutely.
Daniel, good. Head in the center.
Georgie Karhanian's father, a black belt in karate, competed in Sambo, not surprisingly, in Russia.
nice elbow.
Georgie said he hated karate at a young age.
But he appreciates it now.
Absolutely. Most of this fight on the ground, though, and they're going to stand him up.
That's quick.
Yep.
Not a lot of patience there. That's what Karhanian wanted.
See if he can keep it on the feet and engage a bit. Almost to the midway point of this fight, caught him.
That's right. Right here. Right there. Here. It's all right. You know, just get a
Ryan
little-
Miner checking on the fighter. Daniel Pineda, Georgi Karhanian.
All right.
He's good to go. Yep, Georgi looks
Time
good to go.
If
And
anyone
we
wants-
continue.
If anyone wants to hit the reset button on this fight, it's Georgi Karhanian.
That's
That
true.
break, the stand-up. Okay, we're halfway through the fight. George, if you came to fight, now's the time to start. Good right hand. Beautiful double leg. Just when Karhanian starts feeling good, Pineda comes in with that double leg takedown. Right back to that top control. Job on the pass, keeping the back flat. Georgi Karhanian. Karhanian getting back to guard, half guard.
Georgi on top the black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Trying to do something here from the bottom, and he's been somewhat active, Jimmy, but Pineda
Got to pop up in those.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got the sweep, good elevation, got him off, but didn't do enough with it. Good up kick.
Yep. And Pineda goes right back down, gets out of harm's way. Close guard.
Pineda has a bad cut over his left eye. We can see it from here. You can't see it on camera at the moment. Yeah, right there.
There it
That
is.
angle, you can see it. Can't see exactly how bad it is from here, but it's leaking a lot.
Those facial lacerations get bloody real quick.
Especially when you're sweating like
Yeah.
this.
And Georgi's on the bottom trying to rub it out of his eyes.
Yep, getting bled on.
Kenny Florian, Sean Shirt.
Oh, God.
Kenny said he like tasted blood after. I'm like, that's ridiculous, Kenny.
Welcome to MMA. I'm checking it out.
And that was an elbow from the bottom
Yep.
for Ken Flo. Ryan Miner,
Stop.
we check on the cut.
And when you have epic hair like Kenny, it all gets in your hair. That's why I have the hair I do. And blood doesn't bother me.
The hair you do. I follow.
Flicking into his eyes.
Could have been that up kick right on
Absolutely.
the eye. That was a good one. Beautiful up kick by Karhanian. Brings it right down, almost an axe
yeah.
kick. Boom, right across the eye. And it's over.
Wow, they stopped the fight. Georgi Karhanian with the win.
Now, I'm not a doctor, and I'm seeing this through a camera. It doesn't look, I've seen worse, but you know, I will say I'm looking at it from a distance. Placement doesn't look that bad, but
4-0-5, round
maybe
two,
it's just
stop,
deeper than I realize.
TKO.
I think it's pretty clear it was that up kick.
Yeah, completely. A legit strike caused the cut, no doubt at all. Karhanian deserves all the credit in the world for that. It doesn't look that bad from what I'm seeing, but I'm not that close to it, so I'll defer to the doctors.
We'll take a look at it again on our fight replay, brought to you by Black Card Premium Spiced Rum, the bold 90 proof rum. That's edgy to the core.
Right here, look at this beautiful shot, an axe kick from the bottom, basically, right across the eye, almost designed to cause a cut. Look at how it scrapes right across the eye, the orbital bone. And Pineda just furious. I mean, pure surprise. When he was having it checked out, it didn't strike me as a fight ending. I didn't get the sense that he thought it was a fight ending, but
He was beating it 2-0.
George just came over me and said he was beating me. I agree completely. Great axe kick. Great axe kick caused the cut, man. He just went over and told me, he goes, he was beating my ass. I was like, yeah.
No question.
No question. He was behind 2 rounds to none.
Which just adds to the frustration and disappointment
Hey,
for
maybe
Pineda.
we see it again. That's all you can say.
Michael C. Williams to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, upon the advice of the cage side physician concerning the cut over the eye, referee Brian Miner waves off the contest at 4 minutes, 5 seconds into round number 2. The winner by TKO, Georgi Insane Karhanian.
So a dock stoppage for the cut and a victory, his 6th inside the Bellator cage. We are set for the next fight, our tale of the tape, brought to you by Dave & Buster's. The only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
And everything identical, nothing really to highlight. Similar records, similar everything.
Everything virtually identical.
I was waiting for that, brother. Great stuff.
Michael C. Williams with the introductions.
Bellator MMA, presented tonight by Miller Lite Now, presents 3 5-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing the blue corner. At 5'8", weighing in, 145 pounds even. His professional record, 13 wins, just 3 losses, from La Mirada, California, Andrey Koreshkov. And across the cage, his adversary, out of the red corner, at 5'9", weighing in, 146 pounds even as a professional. 11 victories, 2 losses, hailing from Alfie Manasseh, Israel, presenting Mohad Niho Lahat. In charge of the action, your referee, David Bruce.
So David Bruce, our referee, here in upstate New York.
Back up, back up.
Turning Stone Resort Casino.
All right. You ready to fight? You ready to fight? Go!
Here we go. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Our fight clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. Red gloves for Noad Lahat. Blue gloves for Henry Corrales.
We're going to need the gloves because it looks like they went to the same barber on the same day.
Right?
Same hair, same beard, everything. Good start by Lahat. This is where his advantage is.
Lahat, black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, 2nd degree black belt in Judo.
Corrales going hard for that stand-up, using the fence, putting his weight on it.
Noad Lahat now training at Extreme Couture by Robert Flawless. He spent a lot of time at AKA. In fact, 7 years dating back to 2009.
Corrales, if you want a murderer's row to start your Bellator career, he had it for sure. Daniel Strauss, Emmanuel Sanchez, Patricio Pitbull.
On short notice.
Yeah, fought the best of the best, yeah, for sure.
Finally got a Bellator win against Cody Bollinger. Knocked him out late in the 3rd round.
It's like, oh my God, I'm only fighting a human being. It's crazy. Not swimming with a shark tonight. It's crazy. Now this was one of those undercard fights that when I first read about, first got the balance sheet, I went, ooh, rubbing your hands together. Yeah. Lahat and Corrales, both very, very tough, fan-friendly styles. Both looking to make their name in the division, but so far, takedowns, you know, Corrales has gotten off his feet very easily.
You got to fight.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
You got to fight. Let's go.
Wow, the referee says you got to fight.
Bruce says you got to fight.
Doesn't buy it.
See how he recovers, how he works through it. Corrales was pushing off of that hand against Jimmy.
Pretty good. Yeah, you saw him pushing off. Nice straight right. Lahat recovering.
Don't kick right now. Run your hand.
It's very well-rounded side partner and very aggressive.
It's interesting how fast you recover when the referee goes, yeah, keep going. All right, see, screw that. Wipe it out and keep going, man.
Lahat, winner of 4 of his last 5 fights.
Henry, body head. Give me the new low.
Oh, look at that lead elbow.
Yep.
Body head.
Corrales, a lot of faith in his Muay Thai. He has a brawling style. He likes to wear guys down.
Good job.
Lahat, more of an explosive grappler.
Trains with Cisco Rivera. Corrales spent a little time at the lab with Benson Henderson and the crew before the last couple of fights.
That'll improve your cardio.
Absolutely. John Crouch, such a great guy, such a great coach. Good leader, heavy kick. And the switch. A little blood under the left eye of Corrales.
He's sitting on the kick, Henry. Run your hands. Double to the natural body.
Sitting on the kick.
Go to the body, Henry, and then go on top. There you go.
Nice left hook over the top.
Do it again.
Lahat on the feet being a little bit loose. We're seeing his hands kind of all over the place. Corrales being a lot tighter, and he's more significant punches from this Muay Thai stance.
Corrales has finished his last 5 victories. Two veterans, 11-2, 13-3 records. I know why he got excited.
Exactly. You know, the reason, you know, if you wonder how tough Corrales is against Emmanuel Sanchez, yeah, his front teeth knocked out. Yeah. In the first round, kept fighting. He said my mouth was filling up with blood. Every time I bit down to punch, it hurt.
Nerves exposed, and they extracted 5 teeth.
Awful.
5 teeth. And my buddy Logan Couture of the San Jose Sharks.
Oh, man. Whole new grill.
A Hollywood smile.
Yep.
Not willingly, though. 30 seconds in round 1. Again, that lead elbow by Noed Lahat. Watch for it again, Jimmy. It's the left. Tries to lead with that elbow to slice his opponent.
What that'll do is it'll keep Corrales really from committing or leading with that right hand. Doesn't want to run that forehead into the elbow and get cut. Good preventative measure for a guy who likes to lead with heavy punches.
Final 10 seconds. Big swing and a miss.
Another good left hook. Stop.
2 ready soldiers.
You ready? You ready? Fight!
Round 2. Red gloves for Noed Lahat, blue gloves for Henry Corrales. Lahat 2-0 in Bellator. Both rear naked choke submission victories.
One hook in, will he drag him to the ground and go for 2? And he's going back to the waist cinch.
Lahat, the Israeli soldier. He's a paratrooper, joined right out of high school. Bellator returning to Tel Aviv in November, where Lahat made his Bellator debut.
Nice over the leg kick. Hasn't gone to it a whole lot. He's worried about the takedown of Noed Lahat. But when he throws it, man, he throws it with conviction. Turns the lead leg of Lahat.
Even those kicks, they sting a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's awful. Just hit it in the right spot.
There you go. Speed on your hand.
Big swing and a miss with the counter by Corrales.
Nice counter right hand by Lahat. Another good, that one hurt him. He's bouncing on that leg. That one stung him.
Good body shot. Talking about the veteran Josh Thompson, Lahat actually came into AKA when Josh was training for the Gilbert Melendez fight. That low kick. Yeah.
He's starting to spin him around with it. And that was a legal shot that hurt his eye. He's wincing. He's blinking. But I don't think that was from an eye poke. That was from a legit punch.
They love that low kick at the lab.
Corrales a much more orthodox stance. I mean, hands high, leg kicks, Muay Thai, straight punches. Lahat a little more creative. But Corrales, he's landed some good strikes in this round.
Midway point of the fight.
Another leg kick, just took the balance out from Lahat. Lahat dropped to his back.
Stop.
Now his corner yelling, kick the leg, but he stays back.
Let's go! Body head! After you touch the gap, get ready for Yachty.
It's interesting, I was talking to Robert Fowlis about the leg kick that numbed the champion, Michael Chandler. And Corrales is actually throwing it against Lahat.
The physical effects of that kick, if you haven't felt it, it just can't really be described. It is awful.
It's like shutting the lights out on your leg.
It's terrible. Except really, really painful. Except you know it, man. It's terrible.
Hope to see the rematch of that title bout. Sure we will. Just over a minute here.
The effective takedown of Noad Lahat since round 1. A lot of that explosiveness gone. A lot of that commitment just isn't there. He's had some success with that lead right, though.
Lahat's mother got him into judo at a young age. Trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu after he served in the military. Currently serves in the Israeli Defense Forces Reserves. Spends a lot of time over here as well. 30 seconds.
Double to the natural. Double to natural.
Oh, good right hand.
That kick again.
Counter with the right hand over the top. Not able to keep Corrales down.
Connected with the left on the break. Final seconds of the round.
Oh, swinging for the fences.
Stop. All right, let's go. You ready to fight? You ready to fight? Let's go.
5 minutes remain. To the body. Lahat in the red, Corrales in the blue.
Good guard work so far, but Corrales staying on top, committing more than he has before. Last time he backed off when Lahat offered him a ground game.
Lahat doing a good job getting it to full guard. Boxing the ears a little bit.
There you go, hands on the biceps. Over the elbow. Both of them, Henry.
Let's go, guys.
Pull that right arm out. Pull that right arm out.
Stop. Stop. Stand up.
We're going to stand him up.
Back up. Back up. Back up. What?
Corrales has been the more aggressive. And Lahat probably knows that, Jimmy.
And he really has to do something special in this third round. I think Corrales has won rounds 1 and 2. Close. Lahat's had his moments, but I still think they're both 10-9 Corrales. I have been wrong so many times, I don't like thinking about it.
Sometimes you were right and the judges are wrong.
Yeah, no, that's the way I say it.
In all
I mean,
fairness.
come on.
Yeah, you weren't wrong. Make the shot.
Every time I think that, I just look on social media and I realize I'm no good at my job. So it's, it's...
I'm worse than you on
It's a mixed
social
bag.
media,
It's a
so
mixed bag. Prelims, they're like therapy for us, folks.
Yeah, there you
We're able to
go.
able to go off track a little bit.
Grab a headset.
What Lahat really hasn't been able to get around is that solid Muay Thai defense of Corrales. Hands high, hasn't made a lot of mistakes, hasn't overcommitted anything. Real solid fundamentals.
He's a veteran, and as you mentioned, a baptism by fire in the Bellator cage, but that's also great experience.
Makes you better.
Yep. Lahat starting to turn up the pace. Midway point of the third and final
Nice head
round.
kick. Caught the end of the foot, though. Looks like Corrales is all right.
Lahat really picking up his tempo. Showing the urgency that we both predicted he would. Ducked under.
Right around the guard. Wasn't able to get guard. And giving Corrales an opportunity to kill time on top. Right when Noad Lahat was starting to get the advantage.
2 minutes left. Let's get that leg free.
Gonna go for the knee bar. Won't get it.
Take his back. Henry, he's going for your leg. Pop your head out, Henry. Pop your head out.
Let's go, guys.
Up. One.
Corrales, born and raised in the Los Angeles area. professional since 2011. Trying to score some more points here.
You wonder, I think, if he's trying to do damage. Killing time. He hasn't thrown a lot of punches on top. Didn't really try and pass guard. He could be thinking what we're thinking. Look, I got 2 in the bag. If I can get out of this round alive, yep, it's mine. But never want to give judges that much credit in MMA.
And he is staying busy, though, Jimmy, trying to improve his position.
Yeah, he is.
Evan, we gotta let those hands fly.
Watch the head. Watch the head.
And he respects the ground game of Noad Lahat. He doesn't want to make a mistake, doesn't want to do something stupid.
Stop.
Stand him up. This is Noad Lahat's chance right here. And he's exhausted.
It's not good body language by Noad Lahat. Long time getting up.
Corrales taking over.
Right when it looked like, once again, that Noad Lahat was turning the tide.
4 seconds, Henry! He's got nothing.
Put some jabs out there, Henry.
15 seconds.
Nice knees. Throw.
Body shots.
Go again.
Swinging to the finish of this fight.
Let's go.
Stop. They go the distance.
Both guys a lot of respect. Both guys showed heart and guts. Real warrior stuff from both of these fighters.
Noad Lahat, Henry Corrales. Take a look at some of the action on our Black Card Premium Spiced Rum Replay. The bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core. That cuts him.
Yeah, nice right hands. But all in all, having trouble with the defense of Corrales. Corrales landing some good stuff, especially the leg kick. And what I like, money in the bank. He was throwing it from the first minute of the first round. So by the time we got into the third round, Lahat had a lot of trouble walking, had a lot of trouble with the explosiveness of his takedown.
Here is Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your decision, we'll go to your 3 judges at cage side. Your first judge, Chris Lee, scores the fight 30-27, while judges David Torelli and Eric Colon both see the same 29-28. All have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Henry Corrales.
Unanimous decision victory. Second straight Bellator win for Henry Corrales. All right, moving ahead, our tale of the tape once again, brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
Felipe Lims versus Vadim Nemkov. Look at the age difference. Felipe Lims 7 years older than the young Nemkov.
Michael C. Williams with the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Turning Stone Resort Casino, Bellator MMA now goes to the light heavyweight division. Set for 3 5-minute rounds, we introduce the blue corner. At 6 foot weighing in, 204 pounds even, his professional record, 7 wins, 2 losses, hailing from Stadiosco, Russia, presenting Vadim Nemkov. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner. At 6'2", weighing in 205 pounds even. His professional record, 10 wins, 2 defeats. Do Brasil, he fights out of Coconut Creek, Florida, Felipe Monstro Lids. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, Big John McCarthy.
Big John McCarthy, our referee for this light heavyweight fight.
right.
Vadim Nedkov and Felipe Lins. Here we go. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. Lins in the red gloves, Nemkov in the blue gloves.
One thing about Nemkov, 7 wins, all of them finishes. If you're the veteran, if you're Felipe Lins, might want to drag the young buck into that second, third round, then try to take over. He's not used to going rounds.
10-2 against 7-2. Nemkov, the southpaw, fighting in the orthodox stance here early, making his Bellator debut.
No surprise here, starting off very, very aggressively, really pushing Lins against the fence.
Nemkov and his younger brother Victor, training partners of the great Fedor Emelianenko.
Whenever you hear Storyovsko Russia, you know that.
Absolutely. 3-time national and 2014 World Combat Sambo champion. Nemkov has finished all 7 of his wins. Novo União Kimura, the home of Lins.
So far, having trouble with the aggression of Nemkov. Nemkov hasn't landed anything big, but Lins hasn't been able to counter, hasn't been able to stop his forward attack.
Lins fighting through some knee surgery and the big rehab. Hurt his knee in that fight against Kelly Amundsen and was out for a little bit after that, about 2 years, Jimmy, almost 2 years to the day.
Remember, he was the favorite against Anderson and then stepped back and had this weird, one of those freaky injuries, just suddenly stopped the fight out of nowhere. That derailed a very promising career.
Now he's trying to get things back in order. Went almost 2 years without a fight. Looking to get back in the win column, looking to win for the 4th time in the Bellator cage. Just a little touch to let your partner know you're there.
Lins has a big right hand of his own. He has power in his punches, has a great counter shot, especially with the right. So far hasn't been able to time Nemkov coming in. He slipped some punches, but he hasn't been able to come back and land anything of his own.
Lins started his training in kickboxing at age 14, jiu-jitsu at age 17.
Good right hand.
See who takes control of this first round.
Whoa!
There's your answer. It is all over. Just like that.
We wondered if the young buck would see rounds 2 and 3. I guess not. Beautiful shot with the right hand, floored Lins, and man, that was all she wrote. Great follow-up. Look out for this kid.
I would say that was right on cue.
That was right there, buddy. You knew that was coming. Man, Felipe Lins, tough guy, but he is still down.
Let's take a look at the finish. Check out our Blackheart Premium Spice Rum replay. The bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core.
Bang! Right hand right on the chin. And Felipe Lins is eyes wide shut. Great stoppage by John McCarthy, but look at the placement on that right hand. Head snaps on the mat. Look at this, eyes are cloudy. Just enough to see this punch coming, and that is it. Big John McCarthy right on top of it. Good stoppage, great performance by Vadim Nemkov. We'll see him again for sure at 205.
Victorious in his Bellator debut. To make it official, we check in with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the end comes 3 minutes, 3 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout, Vadim Nemkov.
Great way to start. Winner at 3:03 of the first by knockout. We move forward here with our prelims, our Tale of the Tape, brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
Amanda Bell, 5-4 in her pro career. Talita Nogueira, 6-0, but the important thing to keep in mind, her career started November 2009. We're into 2017. She's only had 6 fights. The problem with her MMA career, consistency. Hasn't been there.
Let's see what happens tonight if Nogueira can remain unbeaten. Here is Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA presented tonight by Miller Lite now goes to the featherweight division set. For 3 5-minute rounds, we introduce the blue corner. At 5'10", she weighed in 145 pounds even in her Bellator debut. She comes in tonight at 6-0, hailing from Sao Paulo, Brazil, Talita Nogueira. And across the cage, her adversary, out of the red corner, at 5'8", weighing in 145 pounds even. Her professional record stands at 5-4. She fights out of Hubbard, Oregon, Amanda, the Lady Killer Bell. In charge of the action, referee Kevin McDonald.
Kevin McDonald, our referee for this featherweight matchup. Great to be in upstate New York, the beautiful Turning Stone Resort Casino.
Ready to fight? You ready to fight? Let's go.
We are underway. Tonight's fight clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. Red gloves for Bell, blue gloves for Nogueira.
No question at all where Nogueira wants this fight. World champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Incredible submission skills.
You will like this story on Nogueira, Jimmy, because you worked hard for your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. 4 months of training, she had her blue belt. 10 months, she had her purple belt.
Wow, yeah, that's insane.
And she's Brazilian. It's not like they're
exactly.
giving away there.
Not giving them away
there. They're not just, hey, good day today, take another belt. And as Jimmy mentioned, Nogueira 6-0.
Yep.
In her MMA career. All 6 fights in Sao Paulo. This is the first time she has fought in the USA. North America, in fact.
This is what you want to do if you're Amanda Bell. Wear Nogueira down. Don't give her those easy takedowns. Make her expend a lot of energy to get in these clinch and takedown positions.
Pressure from Bell early.
Also take advantage of that cage rest. Nogueira hasn't been consistent, hasn't fought in a long time. Hasn't fought since 2013.
Nogueira considered, Jimmy, one of the very talented female Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioners like a Mackenzie Dern or a Michelle Nicolini.
Incredible. This is exactly where she wants to be. Already in half guard.
First fight since December of 2013.
Watch the spine.
She said she competed in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu basically on one leg.
And she was still winning. That tells you anything.
Right? Yeah. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion in 2011. See if she can put something together here, Jimmy. Her last 2 wins have been by first-round submission.
Bell doing a good job of keeping Nogueira out of dominant position, out of side control, out of mount.
Passes.
Bell's got to move here. She can't let Nogueira settle down.
What does Bell have to fear from this position, Jimmy?
She's got to fear the north-south choke, which she really has. Also the triangle here from the way her arms positioned in between the legs.
Yeah.
But what she has to really worry about is her angling around, getting into side control, where she can start doing damage and hunt for submission. You always want the double threat on top.
Nogueira just looking to break her down and finish her.
Yep. Isolate Kimura here. That's the left arm of Bell. She's trying to work it.
body shots. Gonna spin and take the back, and she does. One hook in, two.
Step ahead of Bell on the ground.
Lost the one hook, at least for now.
She might have it.
Looking to finish it. It is all over. Third straight first round submission win for Talita Nogueira.
As soon as she had those two hooks in, this was all but over. That arm under the chin very, very quickly. Yeah, that's how you get a world title in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Great stuff.
344, tap to a rear naked choke.
Take a look at the finish. Our Black Card Premium Spice Rum replay. The bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core.
And look at the counter to that singlet. Just out-circled her there. Look, it's one hook, second hook, and look how she sneaks that arm in from this seatbelt position. Bang! Right arm underneath the chin. Beautiful rear naked. Look at the pressure on that. Speed and pressure underneath the chin quickly, and no chance for Bell to get out. Very emotional win for Talita Nogueira. Great stuff.
She has now finished all 7 of her wins, 5 by submission. That her first rear naked choke to make it official. We check in once again with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the tap comes by way of a rear naked choke. Official time, 3 minutes, 44 seconds into round number 1. The winner by submission, Talita Nogueira.
The black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with the first round victory in her first fight in the USA. Our tale of the tape for this welterweight fight brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
You know, when you talk about reach advantages, usually you're talking about 2 inches, 3 inches. 4 is a lot, 5's dramatic. Look at this, 70-inch reach from Mark Stevens. For Ricky Rainey, 79 inches, and he has a lot of faith in his kickboxing. That's going to be a big factor.
That step and groove-like reach advantage for Rainey. With the official introductions, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bellator MMA now presents 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first the blue corner. At 6'1", weighing in 170.5 pounds, his professional record, 12 victories, 4 losses. From Gastonia, North Carolina, Ricky the Sniper Rainey. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner at 5'9", weighing in 170.5. As a professional, he brings 22 victories, 10 defeats, fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, Mark the Spartan Stevens. In charge of the action, your referee, Rob Hines.
So Rob Hines, our referee.
Mark.
I think this is our 9th fight. Great preliminary action here. We've been pretty much nonstop.
We're making our money, bro.
Yeah, we
All right,
are.
gentlemen, here we go. First round ready? First round ready? Go, fight.
Here we go. Fight Clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers, it's Miller time. 9-inch reach advantage for Ricky Rainey. In the blue gloves, Mark Stevens. In the red, a lifetime wrestler. 21 career wins for the Spartan, who utilizes a switch stance. Ricky Rainey with some pretty impressive training partners, including Wonder Boy Stephen Thompson in North Carolina, South Carolina area.
That'll give you a tricky game, having to keep up with that guy.
That's right. Ray Thompson, considered the toughest guy in South Carolina. Rainey's got the middle of the cage.
He's playing a very patient game. You know he's taking on a superior wrestler. Doesn't want to start throwing strikes and get taken down.
Stevens, after he left college, he was watching the first season of The Ultimate Fighter and saw his old wrestling coach competing. That guy, Josh Koscheck, who was an assistant coach at the University of Buffalo when Stevens was there. And now he's an MMA fighter. Surprising, huh? Not really.
No, but this generation, that's what we're seeing. They grew up watching it. They were kids, and man, saw The Ultimate Fighter and wanted to do it. Well, now they're in their early 20s and they're fighting. It's a generation that experiences something you and I didn't experience. We saw the development of the sport. Yeah. We didn't grow up watching it. It didn't exist. These guys grew up watching it. Those are their idols.
Stevens on season 12 of The Ultimate Fighter. Rainey trying to start breaking him down. Utilizing that reach advantage, not just the hands, but the legs. Rainey's been fighting some injuries. He's been kind of in and out lately. His only Bellator losses to Chidi Njokuani, who's in the main event later, and MVP Michael Page.
That Chidi Njokuani fight, very, very close. On my scorecard, I gave it to Ricky Rainey, but incredibly close fight. Oh, great stuff by Ricky Rainey. Like that in and out with the footwork. Very, very patient.
Very big welterweight fighter, too. Walks around at about 205, 210 pounds.
Big dude. Oh, look at the ease of that kick. He's flicking it out there.
Inside leg kick.
Well, that calmness, the demeanor, the way he carries himself reminds me a little bit of a young Yves Edwards when he started out. You know, unorthodox striker, but never seemed to get flustered by anything. Was always just smooth and cool and had a lot of offensive weapons when it came to his stand-up. That's who he reminds me of.
So Yves Edwards is southpaw, Dean Thomas orthodox.
Yep.
Now, though, if they're not fighting, it's hard to kind of tell them apart. I've done that sometimes. Hey, Yves! No.
Oh,
no,
it's Thomas,
Dean.
right.
Hey, Dean. No, it's Yves.
It's very true, very true.
Two great American top team veterans. Stevens out of American top team Watertown here in New York. Oh, just missed. Rainey's starting to loosen up. Did he learn to fight by watching cartoons and movies? Of course he loved Dragon Ball Z.
Remember in Looney Tunes when they grabbed by the feet and just slapped.
Right.
Great stuff, great stuff. Learned a lot from that.
He said he is a practitioner of cartoon kwando.
Wonder how effective that is.
Now Stevens uses his wrestling. Side control. And knees to the midsection.
Let's breathe and do some work. Push face, elbow, take your time and breathe. He's got nothing there for you. Heavy on top.
Problem is he's getting the takedown late in the round. Not a lot of time left. Rick Rainey knows he can just play defense at this point.
Heavy, heavy, heavy. Push elbow, push elbow. There you go. Smother, smother, smother.
Pressure.
Smother.
You hear them saying smother. Wrestling 101. Final seconds of the first round.
Stop, gentlemen.
Mark Stevens, second Bellator fight. Back in 2012, he fought Ryan Quinn at Bellator 63
All right, round two ready? Round two
and
ready?
lost by unanimous decision. Round two. Rainey was starting to loosen up with his striking in round one, and he got caught with that leg high. Stevens put him on his back. Nice kick by Stevens.
Great combo by Stevens to get inside. Great footwork by Ricky Rainey, hopping back. In between rounds, the corner of Stevens, all they talked about was real estate. You know, he's pushing you against the fence. He's taking, you know, so what does that make you do? It makes you shoot your takedown defensively. It makes you go, oh man, he's pushing against me, got to come back. It makes it hard to set up when you're not in a good real estate position. You want Ricky Rainey's back to the fence where you can pick and choose when you shoot your takedown. You don't want to do it in open space.
Hands up. He's walking slower than round one. Let's go.
Rainey played outside linebacker at Western Carolina University. Obviously a good athlete, great size.
Once again, getting caught with that axe kick.
Yeah. Oh, and a left hand by Mark Stevens.
Good head kick by Ricky Rainey. Good block by Stevens.
This is what you were talking about, Jimmy.
Real estate, taking it away from him. That's where Stevens wants to be. Take the real estate away from Rainey.
Keep the head position. Watch the step around. Watch the step around. Head position.
Great preliminary fights here tonight in upstate New York, Turning Stone Resort Casino.
Great on paper, and they've been great in the cage as well.
A lot of very experienced fighters on the prelims tonight, Jimmy. Big swing and a miss.
One thing about Ricky Rainey's style, very loose with the hands. He likes him floating around. Cannot fall for that big overhand right, because it only takes one.
Stevens, you can see, back and forth from southpaw to orthodox. He does utilize that switch stance style, and again he does it. It's also a little bit of wrestling 101 too, isn't it?
Yep.
And a shoot from the different leg, and exactly. So Stevens, it's not just he's switching his stance to strike,
right?
He's also doing it to wrestle.
What changes about high-level wrestling in MMA cages, the setups are totally different because they have a totally different range. You don't have the collar ties, you're not forehead to forehead, so the setups really have to change. You can't just duck under an elbow and do it. Gotta solve the range riddle first.
If you're Stevens, coach in college, Josh Koscheck, you just shoot the double all the way across the cage.
Blast it.
Oh. One of the best at it.
Jordan Burroughs, shoot a double A from 20 feet away.
Yep.
That kind of power and athleticism is pretty rare, you know.
Great Stevens.
Nice
Again with the leg.
They getting caught.
Stevens is standing in the pocket and trading, Jimmy.
Yeah, he is. But in the pocket is where he's going to have success. He's the shorter guy. We talked about the range disparity. He wants to be chest to chest.
That's where Fernando Gonzalez will want to fight later.
Yep. Wants
in
a
our
phone
co-main
booth fight.
event. Yep.
Phone booth
Against Brennan Ward.
Give me that head. Give me that head position. Give me that head. Ball kick, ball kick.
Second round. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Stevens again looking to take Rainey down. They break. Rainey's pushing forward.
Side to side.
There's the head kick that just missed, the left hand connected. And another
left
one.
hand.
Rainey switching up his stance. And again, Stevens grabs that leg, but this time he's getting punched hard.
Committed with the knee.
Good head kick, push him off.
Great. Where the head goes, the body follows. You push it down into a good step over. One hook in, both hooks in. Going rear naked.
Can he get it? Rainey looking to finish it.
Great counter by Ricky Rainey.
And Stevens is safe. Good scramble.
Yeah, great back and forth battle by both fighters.
Time, gentlemen.
Five minutes remain.
Final round ready? Ricky.
Stevens
ready?
looking for his first
Ready?
Bellator win.
Go, fight.
Rainey looking to make it 2 straight. Both men have had their moments. Push kick early. There's that left again.
More success with the left hand over the top.
Rainey's pouring it on.
Nice
knee to the
knee.
body.
He's confident when he's really throwing good combinations in volume. Hard to beat Ricky Rainey.
He said after the loss to Michael Page, he decided to give his life to martial arts. It was, to him, no longer a hobby. And he's only lost to Chidi since.
And once again, very close, controversial fight.
Yes.
One comment on the MVP fight, the fact that Ricky Rainey has looked so good in every other fight, MVP just had his way with Ricky Rainey. That was an incredible performance.
Finished him with 31 seconds left in round number 1. Nice takedown defense by Rainey. Got out of harm's way.
Problem is that takedown cost a lot of energy. Got a full lift. When you get a full lift, you get a guy's body completely off the ground, and you don't get the takedown, man, that costs you a lot of gas.
And Rainey looking to take advantage of that.
Yes, he is.
The sniper has no problem looking for a finish by submission.
Doesn't consider himself a jiu-jitsu guy, but the basics always work. Simple rides, ground and pound, soften him up. That'll open up something.
Mark the Spartan Stevens. We'll watch the Spartan in our main event later tonight. Got one hook, Jimmy.
There's the second one going in. Rainey's body type, those long legs, long arms, man. On the back, that's hell.
Yeah, you always think about the striking advantage, but look what he's doing in the submission game right here.
And also can land punches under the armpit, right to the chin.
Full mount.
Plenty of time left.
Now the back again. Stevens is in trouble here. Latter part of round number 3. Looking to flatten him out.
Just taking the fight out of Stevens. What good back mount, full mount does is, man, just can't get a full breath. He's terrible.
Way back, way back, way back.
Nice job here in the 3rd and final round by Rainey.
Way back. Behind his elbows. There you go,
See if he can lock it in this time.
Only one arm, but that can be enough. Good turn by Stevens, but can't get out of the position.
Good control by Rainey. Good patience by Rainey.
Not going crazy for anything. One thing about kind of not being in his wheelhouse, he's not, really much of a jiu-jitsu guy in his own opinion. He's not going to go crazy for anything. He's not going to commit to a particular submission and end up losing position. Kind of makes him more patient. He's sticking to the basics, sticking to the fundamentals. It's a great thing.
The old KISS technique, keep it simple. I always say to my hockey players, smart, because I don't want to say keep it simple.
Oh, I say stupid.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
That motivated him a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm terrible.
We're going to bring you on to the
I would be a terrible father, and I'm okay with it. I'm all right. I'm totally okay with it. If you don't do jiu-jitsu well, I don't love you. It's basically my parenting style. That's it. Either you're dead to me or walking home.
Like Ronda's mom.
Totally, I'm with the Marv Marinovich School of Success. I'm going old school with that one.
Yeah, that worked well.
Look at this by Ricky Rainey, man. Short stuff. Like I said, not committing to any one punch, to any one submission. Just enough to stay here and wear Stevens down.
Marv did get BJ Penn in great shape.
Yeah, I mean, a great conditioning program.
Yes.
That was his calling.
A little tough on top.
Tough on top.
That's really nice.
Yeah, growing up in Southern California, man, I remember it from start to finish.
Oh, I bet you
From
do.
modern day on,
Yeah.
you knew who that kid was.
Rainey looking to close things out. Very dominant round number 3 for Ricky Rainey.
That's a 10-8 in my book.
Amen. This one goes the distance. I can tell you, partner, I've never called 9 fights in this short of a time frame. And I've been doing this a while.
Oh, you know what? Behind the scenes, if you're watching this at home on the internet, behind the scenes, they're walking the fighters as they raise the other fighters' hand. A lot going on to get this many fights on. You fans at home, you better appreciate it.
I think they do. Ricky Rainey appreciates it as well. Let's get the official decision from Michael C. Williams.
We'll go cage side for your official decision. All 3 judges, Chris Lee, David Torelli, and Sal D'Amato, all see the fight the same, 29-27. All for the winner by unanimous decision, Ricky the Sniper Rainey.
Spectacular performance by Ricky Rainey as he defeats Mark Stevens in what is our last prelim matchup. Blair Tugman looking for his 4th straight Bellator win. Our tale of the tape is brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
You saw the outside explosiveness of A.J. McKee, 4-inch reach advantage. He's going to use that from the outside against the very strong Blair Tugman.
To get it officially underway here live on Spike, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. Tonight, live on Spike, Miller Lite presents Bellator MMA. From Turning Stone Resort Casino, we begin the night with 3 5-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports. And now, first introducing the blue corner at 5'7", weighing in, 146 pounds even. His professional record, 10 wins, 6 defeats, fighting out of North Haven, Connecticut, presenting Blair, the Bullshot Tugman. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 5'10", he weighed in the same, 146 pounds even as a professional. He stands undefeated, 8 victories, no defeats. From Long Beach, California, introducing A.J. the Mercenary McKee.
Yeah, let's go, baby. It's showtime.
In charge of the action, your referee, Brian Miner.
Brian Miner, our referee for our first fight live on Spike. A.J. McKee trying to make a little history. 8 straight wins in the Bellator cage to start his career, looking to move into a tie for first place. A.J. McKee, Blair Tugman. Here we go. Tonight's fight clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the official light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. Red gloves for McKee. Blair Tugman in the blue glove southpaw stance for McKee. He will switch back and forth, Jimmy.
He has to. Very, very versatile. He doesn't want a straight-on fight against Blair Tugman. Doesn't want to stand in front of him. Doesn't want to stay orthodox.
Very explosive, athletic, and confident, just 22 years old. Tugman's a tough out for anybody, though. Good kick. Team Body Shop run by his papa, Antonio McKee, the former pro fighter. He's been around it all. He's been around Rampage, Czech Congo, Emmanuel Newton.
Phenomenal coach, phenomenal fighter. But what's so interesting is A.J. McKee stylistically 180 from his dad. Dad very wrestling-centric, loved the ground and pound, not really an outside striker. A.J. is all of that, very versatile.
Dad back in the day wrestled with Dan Henderson. Up the middle. Tugman looking for a takedown stop.
A.J. has great front chokes. It's a big part of his arsenal. He loves the guillotine, Darce choke, anaconda. Leave your neck out, you're in trouble. It's not where Tugman wants to be.
8 straight wins, 8-0 record, all in the Bellator cage. Looking for an early finish at Tugman. Blair Tugman, a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He earned it back in 2014. For this fight, he spent time training with Frankie Edgar, Nick Catone. On Wednesdays, they go to Marcelo Garcia's for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
If you're training with somebody,
yeah.
Marcelo Garcia especially, that'll work on your guillotine defense. That's a specialty over there in his camp.
Tugman, born in Red Bank, New Jersey, now lives in Connecticut. Trying to avoid an early win for his opponent, A.J. McKee, who looks to slow down. And they're back on their feet.
One transition young fighters have trouble with is when they start facing veterans that aren't overwhelmed in the first round, that know how to get out of tough positions, that don't panic. How do they handle going 15 tough minutes? A.J. has shown he can do that.
2017 knockout of the year candidate with that left head kick over Dominic Lozada.
That's something Tugman can't do, is reach for those takedowns. Has to commit his hips to it. Can't reach because the counterpunch of AJ is very, very sharp.
AJ, Jimmy said he wants the right head kick tonight. Put a little bow on it.
You start making calls like that, partner, you are confident.
He is. He is. I will say he said it humbly.
How do you say that humbly?
No, there is a difference.
How do you say that humbly? I gotta know
there is a difference. Irish Brennan Ward, different personality per son.
Not so much, yeah.
Not so much. He strings it. Tugman pushes forward.
Says he was poked in the eye, but referee not stopping it. Did not see it. Now AJ on top.
Brian Miner close to the action. Tugman trying to work through a tough spot here in round one.
That's one of those illegal strikes that sometimes the referee takes your word for it, sometimes they don't.
We had one earlier in real time in the prelim, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Good pace by young A.J. McKee. Not surprising. 8-0, trying to go to 9-0 to start.
Nice knee to the body from that position.
And another one to Ty Ben Askren. He finished his first 5 Bellator fights, 4 in the first round. The other 32 seconds into the second.
Now, one caveat I will add, because I was around for the tournament days, it was hard to get on a streak. 1 in a row, you got a title shot. So, it was hard to win 9, 10 in a row, because after your third win, you got a title shot. You were up there amongst the elite. And people that criticize A.J. McKee go, hey, where are the big names? Where are the former champs on his resume? You couldn't avoid those guys in the tournament days. You fought them very early. Because Ben Askren is going to point that out. So I'm going to head that off, and I know what Ben's going to say. He's right. He fought, I think his third fight was Dan Hornbuckle, incredibly experienced fighter.
The Olympian, Ben Askren, A.J. McKee, Blair Tugman, round one in the books. Mike Goldberg, Jimmy Smith, Turning Stone Resort Casino in upstate New York. Our first fight live on Spike, round 2. Good conversation back and forth between father and son. Antonio McKee and A.J. McKee, like they said, yeah, you can try that. Let's maybe work for that. So very calm. Yeah, very calm corner.
Oh, nice spin kick. When you're winning, you can afford to be calm.
Absolutely.
10-9, first round, easily for A.J. McKee.
Watch full Bellator fights on the Spike app on iOS, Android, Roku, and now available on Apple TV.
He's orthodox. Watch him up. Let's go.
You heard the corner. He's orthodox. Go. And the switch stance utilized by McKee to the body with the kick. Tugman's been around a long time, though. 8th Bellator fight dating back to 2011, and he ate that kick.
You notice how before he kicks, he angles. AJ, before he throws that leg kick, he angles to add a little more shot onto the leg kick. He doesn't like to throw it straight.
When we spoke to him, Jimmy, he talked about the whip. And Muay Thai practitioners know what we're talking about. He kicked through the target. You get that last sting, that whip, and it's so damaging.
It's done right, it is awful. AJ does it right. The thing is that Tugman, if a guy misses with a shot followed by a spinning punch, you can't let him get away with that. You have to throw something. You have to throw a counter shot. You have to go for a takedown. You can't let him start again and reset because there's no risk. He'll just do it again. He knows he's going to eat something. He won't throw stuff like that. Tugman has made him miss. He hasn't made him pay. Big mistake. Especially against a young kid like this, confidence is everything.
Inside though, lower.
AJ talked about what a great benefit it was watching everybody's career, most recently Emmanuel Newton, but then, you know, former Bellator champions and Tito Ortiz, and he's really embraced it, which is kind of awesome because it's a great story.
And also, a lot of those guys went through his dad's gym when he was a kid. Grew up watching him. Rampage was coming in training. You learn a lot just being around those guys.
His cousin Joey Davis, victorious earlier tonight. Midway point of the fight.
This very pro Tugman crowd oohing and on a lot of times when AJ throws those strikes. He's winning them over. They're impressed.
The Bull Shark. Third fight at 145. Tugman switches to southpaw.
The problem with Tugman right now is he's not controlling the real estate. You're not going to win an outside fight with AJ McKee. With his reach advantage, with his speed, he wants to be inside, muscling him, using that frame, and he hasn't been able to get it.
Now looking to show some patience and pick Tugman apart.
You heard his coach just say, make him pay. That's what Tugman hasn't been doing. If he misses, you don't let him get away for free.
Talked about the differing fighting style for AJ and his father, Antonio, but AJ McKee has a good grappling background. Crazy national grappling championships earlier. And it can't get much earlier when you're 22 years old.
Yeah.
Caught him over the top. Doing damage, backing up. Now he pushes forward.
It's the first opportunity Tugman's really had to get a takedown, pushing on this half body lock, half single leg.
Not many fighters, Jimmy, can be effective with their striking when they're backing up. Looks like McKee might be one of the exceptions.
Very true.
I just think Chuck Liddell, Babalu.
Unbelievable stuff.
Yeah. 30 seconds.
Head kick while Babalu was just tearing forward. Yeah. As Babalu does. Very typical of him.
Tugman looking to score some points late in this round. Tugman began wrestling at age 9 with his buddy Kurt Pellegrino. Round 2. Top lightweight contenders Benson Henderson and Patricky Pitbull are looking to earn another shot at Bellator Gold. Plus, Lorenz Larkin right back in the cage against Paul Semtex Daly and the debut of Big Country. Saturday, September 23rd, free on Spike. Going to the headquarters in San Jose. Aaron Pico fighting that night as well, Jimmy.
Toward the end of the second round, it was the first time Blair Tugman got in range, was able to get some of his game going. Too late in the round to turn the tide, but he knows where he needs to be at least.
So far, you have it 2 rounds to none for McKee.
That's right, both from 10-9. Fight has been at AJ McKee range from the outside.
Now turn it around, let's go.
So if AJ McKee wins and James Gallagher wins in the main event in Dublin, boom.
That's what we've been talking about for a long time, is those two young guns fighting.
Magic. He got upset initially, Gallagher did, when Anthony Taylor said, "You're not really Irish, you're from Northern Ireland." And yeah, ouch.
I'm glad I was not there. Yep.
Sets up some potential fireworks, though.
Know your history before you go to country and say stuff like that.
Absolutely.
That's my advice. And let's say Gallagher made him pay in that fight. Who walked out? The victor, Gallagher.
And he was great at Madison Square Garden.
You know, so many things can go wrong in fighting, any combat sport. That fight seems like Jesse. Those two fighters are just headed for one another.
And AJ talked about it.
Yes, they both talked about it.
McKee 3 minutes away from doing his part.
8 wins, 6 finishes. And the important thing about this, the 2 he hasn't finished, in that he knows how to go 15 minutes without losing focus, without getting frustrated. He's fighting smarter, fighting more mature.
Good sprawl by Tugman, who's bloodied up a bit.
Diving takedown from the outside. It's gonna be hard to take down Tugman with that.
McKee looking to move to 9-0. All his professional fights under the Bellator flag.
Man, a lot of blood coming off the face of Tugman. That leg looks like it's been dipped in blood.
Tugman wrestled at Lockhaven University. His teammates were Tim Boach, Sarah McMahon, the Olympian, Charlie Brenneman. Looking to choke AJ McKee here. Can he get it, Jimmy?
Doesn't have guard. It's not going to work unless he's able to engage his hips, which you can't do from this position.
And they're sweaty and bloody.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Sweat actually helps a guillotine at this point, but he needs to activate his hips. The problem is the guard in this position, it's hard to do. This position, no guard, no guillotine. Now he's in better position. But AJ's almost out. Yeah. There he goes.
90 seconds on the clock. That's the best potential opportunity for Tugman. Now McKee's smothering him.
9 times out of 10, if you want to know if submission will work, wear his hips. First thing, just wear his hips. Forget the arm's deep. Are his hips in the right position? If they are, he'll probably finish. If he isn't, probably won't. You can be really excited about a deep guillotine. The hips aren't in the right position, it's not going to work.
Good elbows from the top by McKee. Said he wants to be the youngest champion at 145, then he'll take the belt at 155.
One step at a time, young buck. There's a certain Brazilian who would have some words with that, Patricio Pitbull.
I agree. Nice job by McKee, looking to pass to a better position.
Oh, good job getting around the guard. Just stepped right over it. The message this sends at the end, going for a takedown, getting it, engaging in the ground game. Hey, I'm not scared of what you're good at. He could have stayed on his feet from the outside, maybe picked Blair Tugman apart. Actually went for a takedown of his own and initiated a ground battle with a black belt and a more experienced wrestler.
Final 15 seconds.
Going hard for the knee bar. This is it. If he doesn't get it, fight's over. This is his last shot at finishing this fight.
They go the distance. Check out our Blackheart Premium Spice Rum Replay. The bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core.
An absolute dominance from the outside by AJ McKee. Tugman never able to get physically into this fight. Basically forced to play AJ McKee's game, and look at this elbow. Standing up, a ton of blood on the ground late in this fight, interfering with the vision of Blair Tugman. AJ McKee getting a takedown of his own, passing guard, adding a little insult to the injury, beating him on the ground.
McKee, I'm pretty sure he just tied Ben Askren at 9 straight wins to start his Bellator career. The official decision is coming up next. AJ McKee, Blair Tugman go the distance. We welcome you back to upstate New York with the official decision, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your 3 judges at cage side. Your first judge, Eric Colon, scores the fight 30-27, while judges David Torelli and Chris Lee both see the fight the same, 30-26. All for the win by unanimous decision. Still undefeated, the mercenary AJ McKee.
9-0 to begin his Bellator career. He will visit with Jimmy.
You like that? You like that? That's my style, baby.
I'm here with the very happy AJ McKee. AJ, I saw at the end of the fight when they cut that off, real gingerly, the left hand. Did it hurt you during the fight? Was it a factor?
Yeah, I felt like a little crunch in the second round, and then I tried to throw it again, and I felt a pop, and I was like, okay, let me stop throwing it. By the middle of the third, I tried to start pumping my jab and my hook because it was throbbing, so I want to keep it long and spicy.
Now, 9-0, that ties you for the longest win streak in Bellator history, undefeated 9-0.
We're just getting started, baby.
That's what I'm asking. What's next for you? Who do you want to be that 10th?
Man, for me next, I'm trying to go to Ireland, beat up Princess Gallagher. He's running. We can make it a family affair, ass whooping. My coach, Jay Manley, will fight Delano, whatever the hell his name is. He don't want to fight my coach. Kiefer, he can fight Joey. Slice, going there in November. If my hand gets right, I'm coming to show Ireland who's the real Irishman. McKee is taking over, baby. America runs this octagon. Floyd, get that, baby.
You heard whose side he's on.
Listen, I love you, baby.
AJ McKee, ladies and gentlemen.
Very excited and justifiably so. AJ McKee wants his fight against James Gallagher. Our Tale of the Tape is brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sport.
As you mentioned it, Bruna Ellen only 21, Vida Ortega 29.
Everything else is virtually identical.
Love it, love it.
Michael C. Williams with the introductions.
From Spike Sports and presented by Miller Lite, Bellator MMA now moves to the flyweight division, set for 3 5-minute rounds. We introduce the blue corner. At 5'4", she weighed in 125.3 pounds. Her professional record, 3 wins, just 1 defeat. Hailing from Campinas, Sao Paulo, Brazil, presenting Bruna Ellen. And her adversary across the cage, fighting out of the red corner at 5'4", weighing in 125.3 pounds. As a professional, she too stands with 3 victories, just 1 defeat, fighting out of Boise, Idaho, introducing Vida Ortega. In charge of the action, your referee, Kevin McDonald.
Kevin McDonald, our referee. And she is up and ready to watch her pen pal, Vida Ortega.
Ready to fight? Ready to fight?
How cute is she?
Adorable.
Here we go. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. They engage immediately.
And you see the styles right away. Vida Ortega trying to come forward. Bruna Ellen trying to counter with the hook.
Red gloves for Ortega, blue gloves for Ellen.
It won't surprise me if the whole fight goes that way.
Comes forward and scraps. So far, right on cue.
That involves a lot of risk. Doesn't use a lot of head movement, doesn't angle out with her feet. Just charge forward and throw.
Vida's brother, Freddie, also a professional fighter, was actually on the card for the first MMA fight. It was here in Verona, in the state of New York. October 14th, 2016.
Hashtag Goldberg trivia. Get that going right now.
Hashtag studied too much. Bruna Ellen, very strong mentally and physically. She will grind her opponents and finish them. Take the heart away. But Ortega, so far the aggressor. They clinch.
Bruna, though, she does it in a lot of different ways. Likes the takedown, likes to put pressure on the ground, likes her ground and pound. Vida Ortega, she'll try and stand up and bang the entire time.
Vida told us, Jimmy, that for the first time, she has added a strength and conditioning coach to her overall arsenal. That guy's David Michael at Boise State. He's rated the 10th best running back in Broncos history, 5th all time with 39 touchdowns.
That ain't bad.
That is not bad.
Conditioning coach.
Yeah. Couple of minutes in, the fans loving the matchup. Exactly what Jimmy said. Both are known to bring it and leave it on the cage.
So far, I like the counter punching of Bruna Ellen. She's finding her spots and throwing those those loopy overhand angles, and Vida Ortega's having trouble getting out of the way of them.
Two-time Brazilian national Kung Fu champion. Former member of the national Brazilian Kung Fu team in Brazil.
Notice when Bruna Ellen throws, her head moves. It's hard to time her. She's not a stationary target.
Bruna told us her game is growing. Striking first, of course, but now she's starting to focus on that ground game, trying to get so well-rounded and versatile.
And it's so rare to see that a fighter out of Brazil that's just now learning the ground game. Usually it's the other way around. I'm learning the rest of MMA.
R is H in Portuguese.
Yes, it is.
First thing I learned from Elaine McCarthy.
Like my coach says, Jim, you have to respect. You know, respect the jiu-jitsu, you get tapped, boy. Trust me, I've been around it a lot.
I didn't know that R was.
My mother get out the armbar.
Obrigado.
I hate my coach a lot, but it works out.
That's why he's a good coach.
That's why he's a great coach. Bruna Ellen, though, so far imposing her will, being the counter striker, but in many ways imposing her will on Vida Ortega. That's rare. She's not used to that.
When I asked Bruna about being on TV for the first time, she said, I'm very stoked. I want to show them why I am here. They collide.
Bruna Ellen showing that versatility, going for the takedown, the inside trip. Drop to the double leg. So far, good defense by Vida Ortega, but she hasn't really found her offense yet. It was almost like she started out running and gunning like we expect her to.
Yeah.
She ate a counter hook and went, okay, let's come up with something else. She hasn't quite found that B game yet.
Step back, take a breath, reset. Final minute of the round.
Part of what makes a fighter great, any fighter, boxing, mixed martial arts, is, oh, plan A didn't work, I got B, C, D, I got the whole alphabet. That's what we're going to see tonight from Vida Ortega. So far, the counter punches of Bruna Ellen have been a problem for her.
Every fighter has a plan until they get punched in the face. And there's one on cue. 30 seconds. Vida Ortega, baby sister, 3 older brothers. She's taken down late in the round. That's big on the scorecards.
Mike Tyson, famous for that quote, but when his punch didn't work and his opponent was looking right at him, and Buster Douglas, he didn't have a plan. That's important to keep in mind. Two sides of the coin.
Absolutely. 5 minutes in the books. Well, as we talked about, everybody's favorite Kung Fu fighter, Big Country, enters the Bellator cage for the first time when he takes on fellow heavy hitter Javi Ayala, plus a lightweight main event for a spot at the top of the division. Smooth Benson Henderson and Patricky Pitbull. Bellator MMA, Saturday, September 23rd at 9 p.m. Live and free right here on Spike. Freddie Ortega told his sister Vida, more feints. More feints. She's looking to take you down because when you hit her, it hurts.
Yeah. But the feints are to set up someone who's counter-punching effectively. Make them counter-punch when you're not quite in range, when you're not quite where they think you are going to be. That's what feints like that are for.
This is where the strength and conditioning should and could make a difference for Ortega. She talked about how she just feels stronger and then, Jimmy, more confident in these situations.
But the problem she's going to have is when you look at him, Bruna Ellen, just the bigger fighter.
Yeah.
It's tough to overcome.
The bigger 5'4" fighter.
Yes. You know, I don't know exactly, I don't want to throw a fighter off under the bus, but sometimes I see these heights and I go, these people are not the same height. This is not working out at all. Somebody's being lied to here.
Like the 6'6" high school basketball player who's 6'2".
Right, yeah, exactly. What are you, pro wrestling, they take their word for it.
Good utilization of the clinch here by Bruna Ellen. Had never fought here in the USA before her Bellator debut. Let's go, girls. Back in Kansas in July of 2016. Vida's trying to work through this.
Pineda has to angle out. She's not going to get out of here with her power, her underhook. She's got to use her feet, circle off that fence. Hanging on like this isn't going to work.
Yeah, works her wrestling with Matt Nader, also a Boise State Bronco. The knee by Ortega.
Go, Rose, fight out.
Kirk White, I believe, the national champ out of Boise State, had some powerful teams a few years ago.
Ortega was in the main event in her Bellator debut, and she's taken down. Nicely done, Bruna Ellen. They're going to posture up.
Against the banger, it's Bruna Ellen who's had the option to not bang, to go to her other techniques. Body triangle, tough position. Vida Ortega's got to get out of this. She's got the right side on the ground. She's got to turn. She got it.
Nicely done. I kind of asked Vida, like on those really bad strength and conditioning and practice days, those burpees, does she think a little better? And she said, absolutely. You want to talk about fighting, you want to talk about making it through a big moment, inspired by a 5-year-old girl.
And you don't know courage and suffering until you've had to go through chemotherapy.
Amen.
Great job, knee on belly, putting the pressure on Bruna Ellen.
Working the Turk now. Ortega did a great job of countering the top position, Jimmy. 90 seconds on the clock here in round 2.
Doing what she can to win back this round. Spent a lot of it against the fence, but now she's doing a lot more damage, in my opinion, than Bruna Ellen did. One thing you have to keep in mind is Bruna Ellen might have been in an advantageous position more in this round up against the fence, but wasn't doing a ton with it. Right now, Vida Ortega is putting it on her. She can keep this up. I think she can win back the round.
Good shots.
You know, interesting thing, John McCarthy told me about scoring rounds. He goes, at the end of the round, who would you rather be? And I go, that's a great way to look at it. You know, it's a little more complicated than that, but it's a great thing to think. Well, yeah, you may have been held down for 3.5 minutes, but yeah, the other 2.5, you're getting face punched. What would you rather have happen?
Well,
excellent thing to think about.
At the end of this round, I want to be like my new hero, Jimmy Smith. That's
just going to be your standard answer from now.
Standard answer.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. I like that.
Good ground and pound by Ortega.
Good short punches. That's the advantage of a short arm. She doesn't need a lot of range to rain him down. Looking for the leg lock, then heel hook position. Haven't seen much of Vida Ortega's groundwork.
Final seconds of round number 2. And a nice job by Vida Ortega. Tonight's Locker Room Cam is sponsored by Boost Mobile. The former champion Andrey Koreshkov against Chidi Njokuani. That is later tonight, live on Spike in our main event of the evening. Round 3. Red gloves for Ortega, blue gloves for Bruna Ellen. Ortega pushes forward immediately. How you scored so far?
I have it dead even. I gave Bruna Ellen round 1, Vida Ortega round 2.
Perhaps that's why Ortega came out so aggressively.
I think so.
And she certainly reversed the fortunes in the second round.
Didn't see what hit Bruna Ellen, but she got hurt.
Absolutely.
Putting her against the fence, once again, putting on that physical pressure.
There you see what Jimmy was just telling me. Even after 2 rounds. First round to Ellen, second round to Ortega. 4 minutes remain in the fight.
One weakness to Vida Ortega's style, we saw it a lot against Anastasia Yankova, is she tends to smother her own punches. She'll run, end up at the fence, and then end up almost falling into her opponent. She doesn't stop her footwork, stay at range, and throw combinations. It's like she's so aggressive, she runs into her opponent and stifles her own offense.
That leg kick was what kind of stumbled Bruna Ellen earlier, Jimmy. She's okay. They work the toughest way you can work in MMA. That type of fight.
Yep. It is awful.
Where's Randy Couture when we need him? The best at it.
Let's go, Rose.
At least tied for the best.
Vida Ortega has to circle and get off that fence, use her footwork. And she just tried to wrench her over. That's not going to work. She has to angle, create the hole, and drop her in it. Create that gap against the fence, circle, and put your opponent there.
Fight out.
First television fight for Bruna Ellen. Out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Just missed with that elbow. You saw the eyes of Ortega open wide.
She can't give up that takedown like she did in round one.
Yeah, good hips there.
Yep. Once again, the difficulty of that aggressive style runs into a lot of takedowns.
Yep. This should be an example of the Vida Ortega who now has a strength and conditioning coach.
A little extra gas, those extra sprints, this is where you start feeling it.
Yeah. Mentally, you feel better too, not just physically, because you know you put in the work, right, Jimmy?
Exactly. The worst fear of a fighter, generally speaking, and I'm talking about a lot of fighters, my worst fear, and all the guys I train with, is not getting beaten up or getting hurt or losing, is having nothing left to give. It's the worst feeling in combat sports and going, I got nothing left, I got nothing in the tank, and that opponent has your death in their eyes. That's the worst.
Yep.
And you don't want to feel that way. And right now, Vida Ortega looking good.
The worst feeling is gassing. Have nothing left when you're in the cage. It's locked.
Look at this, the nicely Vida Ortega so far with the strikes, but this is not where she wants to be with 1 minute and 40 left.
Things just got very interesting with that takedown.
She needs to scramble and get out of here. Thought things were going her way past the middle of round two. Bruna Ellen getting the takedown right when she needs it.
Close guard, nice elbow. Bruna Ellen looking to posture up. See if Ortega get off her back and get on top again like she did in round two. Can't push her away yet, Jimmy.
Yep, too much pressure. Look at the lean on Bruna Ellen. She's trying to push forward on her toes and keep Vida Ortega down.
She got out.
Standing up.
Interesting.
Big surprise. Did not expect that at all.
Big surprise, potentially big mistake.
I think so. I think she stays on top another 30 seconds. This fight is hers. Oh, nice knee.
Wow.
Yep.
They're going to swing for the finish.
Vida Ortega has to do something. She's almost walking around like she has the fight in the bag. I don't believe that's the case.
She just looked up at the clock. 15 seconds.
Oh, nice right hand by Bruna Ellen.
Tried the flag knee first, and another nice knee by the Brazilian. Final seconds of this flyweight collision. They go the distance. She is the first ever Bellator Women's Featherweight Champion. Julia Budd defeated Marlos Kunin just a little bit ago with a 4th round TKO. All right, who has won this fight? Michael C. Williams with the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your 3 judges at cage side. Your first judge, Sal Diamano, scores the fight 29-28, scoring the fight for Ellen. Your second judge, Eric Colon, scores the fight 29-28. He sees the fight for Ortega. Your third and final judge at cage side, Chris Lee, scores the fight 29-28 for the winner. By split decision, Bruna Ellen.
Split decision victory for the Kung Fu black belt, Bruna Ellen. Check out our black card, premium spice rum replay, Jimmy the Bold 93 proof rum. That's edgy to the core.
This was the difference to me in this fight, the versatility of Bruna Ellen. Every time she needed it, she got that takedown. It looked like the tide was turning midway through round 2, but in round 3, she got the takedown, able to stay on top, landed some power shots at the end of the round, and that was the difference to me.
Our Tale of the Tape is brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
Supposed to be at 170, became a catchweight at 178, and then Fernando Gonzalez weighed in at 180. You have to question his prep at the end.
With the official introductions of our co-main event, Michael C. Williams.
From Turning Stone Resort Casino, Bellator MMA presented by Miller Lite now features tonight's co-main event, 3 5-minute rounds brought to you by Spike Sports. Introducing the blue corner first. At 5'9", weighing in 180 pounds. Tonight, the veteran brings 26 professional victories, 14 defeats, fighting out of Menifee, California, presenting Fernando, the Menifee Maniac Gonzalez. And across the cage's adversary out of the red corner. At 5'10", weighing in 178 pounds, a former middleweight title challenger tonight. He stands with 14 professional victories, 5 defeats, fighting out of New London, Connecticut, presenting Irish Brennan Ward. In charge of the action, your referee, Rob Hines.
Rob Hines, our referee.
All right, gentlemen, co-main event. We've been over the current unified rules. Obey my commands, protect yourself at all times. Fernando, any questions? Brennan, any questions?
No, sir.
Touch gloves, back up, we'll get it going.
Irish Brennan Ward, the Menifee Maniac, Fernando Gonzalez. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
All right, gentlemen, here we go. First round, you ready?
Ward.
First round, ready?
Gonzalez, here we go! Tonight's fight block is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers, it's Miller time. Gonzalez in the southpaw stance. He's got the blue gloves. Irish Brennan Ward in the red gloves.
Make no mistake, this is where Brennan Ward is most dangerous. Fernando Gonzalez, he gets more dangerous past round 2 into round 3. That's where he's at his best.
As I mentioned before, Jimmy, his last 7 fights have ended in the first round. 4 wins, 3 losses.
Head and arm throw, very dangerous in MMA. And he pulls it off. The reason it's dangerous, you pull that head out, the guy takes your back.
Ward said simply he made a mistake. He let Paul Daly off the cage. And Paul Daly finished it with the elbow and the knee.
If there's somebody who will take advantage and knock you out, Paul Semtex Daly.
That is true.
Yeah, big growing fight for Brennan Ward. Biggest name of his career. Biggest stage of his career.
Made a point to say he's not an up-and-comer anymore. Like, he's a vet. He's in this thing. And indeed, he is 15th Bellator fight. Here tonight in upstate New York, Turning Stone Resort Casino, looking to do some damage, and Gonzalez is up.
Gonzalez tricky on the ground. He has real skills when it comes to his guard and submission game.
Gonzalez with a boxing background. He said that he fought righty for a few years, natural southpaw, but fought righty for a few years. Matt Mitrione is southpaw, but he's right-handed. Ward, no surprise, pushing forward, swinging for the finish. What do they say? Chicks love the long ball?
He throws big punches, that is for sure.
Bellator Gold is on the line when champion Eduardo Dantas defends his title against Darian the Wolf Caldwell. Plus, former featherweight champion Daniel Strauss fights Emmanuel Sanchez. It's Bellator MMA, Friday, October 6th at 9, live and free right here on Spike.
Look what Fernando Gonzalez is doing. He's not giving him those clean punches, those clean lines, and he's answering back with something. Hasn't landed anything big, but he's letting Brennan know, hey, you let your guard down, you don't bring your punches back, I'm gonna get you. He's giving Brennan Ward something to think about.
Winner of 6 of his last 7. We had mentioned that only loss, a split decision against MVP for Gonzalez. Ducks under.
key to that fight to me is Gonzalez just started late. Didn't get smoking until round 3, and by then, MVP had 2 in the bag.
Which is why he wished it was a 5-round fight. Another takedown by Irish Brennan Ward.
It's one of those things whenever a fighter, what do I call it? A lot of times I call it winner blaming, where it's, oh, if that were a longer fight, or, well, you didn't get a longer fight. You only had a 3-round fight. You have to adjust for what you see, or, oh, that guy just took me down and he just held me. Well, yeah, well, you got to take care of that too. You know, in a sense, you have to be prepared for the fighter and the fight in front of you. I don't know if Gonzalez was.
You know, if I would have knocked him out, I would have won the fight.
Exactly. I was doing a boxing fight meeting with Steve Farhood, who's done boxing for 70 years, and everybody who comes off a loss says, oh, this was wrong, that was wrong. Farhood told me, yeah, no fighter ever loses a fight. There's always something wrong.
Absolutely. And you said earlier, this is the Irishman that has a chance for a knockout this weekend?
I think he does. This is the guy I would bet on.
Listen closely to what my partner just said.
This is, in a sense, although I think he's losing the round, this is what Gonzalez wants. Hey, he's throwing, maybe I'm losing the first round, he's throwing a lot of punches, he's using a lot of energy, and hopefully I see round 2. So in a sense, tactically and strategically, he's fighting the right kind of fight.
Heavy kick. Final minute of the round.
What do kicks to the body, to the legs? They wear you down. They make it tough to win a long fight. The kind of fight Fernando Gonzalez loves.
Ward is a big, huge 170-pounder, which is why he came in at 178, but he said, I'm bigger, stronger, faster than Fernando.
But what's important to keep in mind is that was agreed upon before. He didn't come to the weigh-in and miss weight.
Is correct.
It was contracted a while ago at 178. So he hasn't traditionally had trouble making weight, even though he's big.
29 years old.
Fernando Gonzalez, totally different case. Hasn't made weight in a long time.
Hey, Brennan Ward is going to fight a second round. You know what? The result of the fight, really, in the big picture, doesn't matter. That is what matters. What a great experience.
Yeah.
We were really blessed to be part of it.
And she will be back, make no mistake.
Hashtag Team VETA. They say it differently, so Team Beta, Team Vada. Round 2. Brennan Ward, by the way, as you know, Jimmy, has never gone past the second round in the Bellator cage. This is only the 5th time he's been in the second.
Oh, nice elbow over the top.
Fans love this matchup.
As they should. It's a fan-friendly fight. There are certain fighters, like Michael Chandler's a great example, Vitor Belfort's a great example. Look, get out of the first round, then worry about everything else, in a sense. Brennan Ward's one of those guys where if you're Fernando Gonzalez in his corner, you're feeling great. He walked back to the cage, to the corner under his own power at the end of round 1.
Weather the early storm.
Yes, weather the early storm, then you'll probably be all right. Now, I'm not saying Brennan Ward won't last. I'm saying that's when he's at his most dangerous, typically.
Yes. I asked him, I said, do you ever think about stepping back and resetting? He wanted nothing to do with my question. Nope. He really didn't want nothing to do with me, the new guy, really.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I mean, that's Brennan, man.
He's like, who are you?
That's Brennan. Wish to be Smith, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I get that.
He said his flight was missed.
Yes, I had a... Whenever you take off and they go, the landing gear won't go up, you need to turn around. There's a problem.
That's uncomfortable. Especially on a 5-hour flight.
That sucks. I don't want to talk about it.
We're here and we're having fun.
Good stuff by Brennan. Nice combinations on the way up.
Gonzalez back in southpaw. Ward pushing forward.
We see what I mean about the underrated submission or ground game of Fernando Gonzalez. Brennan Ward's gotten takedowns, hasn't been able to really stabilize, get his posture, and land big punches. Fernando's been hanging in there on the ground.
Gonzalez coming off the win over Brandon Gertz. Initially, the opponent was supposed to be Andrey Koreshkov, who will fight in a matter of moments in our main event against Chidi Njokuani.
Very close second round, but Fernando although he's, you know, obviously still in the fight, has yet to really find that smoking offense. He's more of a volume guy. He's not a one and done. I mean, he knocked Carl Parisian down with one shot. That's typically not how he wins. He usually wears guys down with volume. Hasn't really gotten his volume offense going against Brennan Ward. It's been a Brennan Ward kind of fight.
41st professional fight for Gonzalez, and what a journey it has been. He got emotional talking about a fight where he's considering retiring, Jimmy, after so many years in the sport, and he's not making it to the big leagues. He got emotional, teared up, and you know what? He deserves it. He hung in and he's here.
Well, that's that murderer's row he faced his first year in Bellator. He was brought in against names, and he won. He beat all three of them. He deserves to be here, for sure.
Credits his brother for getting him to start the fight in the Julio Cesar Chavez style, the blueprint that defines the Mexican style of fighting.
The warrior.
Switches stance, tries to put a combination together, finishes with the kick.
And that's what he needs to do, throw combinations. That's when he's at his best. He's outlanding guys. Phone booth kind of fighting.
Talked about how Dan Henderson is the true leader still in Temecula Team Quest. Jesse Taylor gave the whole team a little boost of momentum. Good news.
Still, Brandon is still the one throwing. He's still the, I'm sorry, Brennan is still the one throwing. He's still the one being the offensive one in a fight where I think the offensive guy's gonna win. I mean, these guys are, you know, slick defensive counterpunching specialists. And it's Brennan Ward who's still the one throwing punches. Another takedown.
Division III Wrestling All-American, Brennan Ward. Probably don't say that enough with the way he likes to stand and trade. Started training in judo, very young, was a national judo champion as a kid. And he's shown versatility in this fight.
Yep. We've seen flashes of that in other fights, but he really needs it. That takedown's there, it's explosive, that blast double leg.
Final seconds of our second round. Co-main event will continue when we come back. Big Country, Roy Nelson makes his Bellator debut against fellow heavy hitter Javi Ayala. Plus a lightweight main event for a spot atop the division. Smooth Benson Henderson, Patricky Pitbull, and so much more. It's Bellator MMA, Saturday, September 23rd, 9 p.m. Live and free on Spike. Third and final round, Brennan Ward's corner, Jimmy said, chin down, jab more.
Fight efficiently, because it looks like Fernando Gonzalez is going to be around for the long haul.
First time inside the Bellator cage that Ward has been to round 3. He has finished 13 of his 14 career wins.
Now here's the question. I gave Brennan Ward rounds 1 and 2. He was the one throwing, he had more volume, a couple of takedowns in every round. Will Fernando Gonzalez, even if he takes this third round, make the MVP mistake? Just get smoking too late in a third round fight. Will that come back to haunt him?
That's a great point.
Because on my card, he needs a finish or a 10-8. Same thing I thought with MVP. Guillotine, going hard for it. Full guard.
Can he get it? 10 minutes all over. Fernando Gonzalez by submission. Outstanding.
What did he need? A finish or a 10-8? He gets the finish via guillotine. He'd been going for it the entire fight. This time he got it. Brennan Ward has to be frustrated. That fight was going his way, but great stuff by Fernando Gonzalez.
Check out the finish on our Black Card Premium Spice Rum replay. The Bull 93 proof rum. That's edgy to the core.
Off the double leg. Right here, something of an outside, a little more desperate with the takedown than he was in rounds 1 and 2, and trying to pry his way out of it. No chance. That is it. Fernando Gonzalez, third round submission win. Look at it here. Nice and deep, closed guard, arm in, doesn't matter. He cannot pull out. That's all she wrote.
Fernando Gonzalez with his 8th career win by submission his third guillotine. He moves to 7-1 in the Bellator cage. The official decision when we come back live on Spike. 30 minutes east of Syracuse University, beautiful Turning Stone Resort Casino, where Fernando Gonzalez just won by submission. To make it official, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the tap comes by way of a guillotine. Official time, 1 minute, 2 seconds into round number 3. The winner by submission, the Menifee maniac, Fernando Gonzalez.
Now 7-1 in his Bellator career. Congratulations to the Menifee maniac, Fernando Gonzalez. Event of the evening, brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
Andrey Koreshkov, usually the taller, rangier fighter, not tonight. Chidi Njokuani, 6'3", 79-inch reach.
Came in at 175, Koreshkov at 171. The official introductions, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight live on Spike, Miller Lite presents Bellator MMA from Turning Stone Resort Casino. The time has come for the main event of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Sanctioned by the Oneida Indian Nation Athletic Commission, tonight's main event is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. It's Miller time. And now, first introducing the blue corner. At 6'3", weighing in 175 pounds even, his professional record, 17 wins, 4 defeats. From Dallas, Texas, he fights out of Las Vegas, Nevada, presenting Chidi Bang Bang Njokuani. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 6'1", weighing in 171 pounds. The former Bellator welterweight world champion returns tonight, bringing 19 professional victories, just 2 defeats. Fighting out of Omsk, Russia, introducing Andrey Koreshkov. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, referee, Big John McCarthy.
Gentlemen, we got over the rules in the back. I want you to protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. I want you to fight hard but fight clean. When I tell you stop, stop everything you're doing. You want to touch gloves, touch them down. Good luck to both of you.
Big John McCarthy, our referee. Koreshkov and Chidi Njokuani, his big brother Anthony, nearly 9 years older. He said, I am so proud of my little brother. At first it was just about protecting himself, but he said he gets more nervous watching than actually fighting.
Always worse.
You ready? Get up.
Here we go. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. Red gloves for the former champ, blue gloves for Chidi Bang Bang.
Oh, nice leg kick. That's something Douglas Lima used to great effect in his rematch against Andrey Koreshkov. Tall guy, rangy, but tends to have thin legs.
Utilized it very well against Lorenz Larkin in the title defense, too. How about Lorenz Larkin, the Monsoon? They are buddies because Njokuani said, Lorenz Larkin is my guy. And here's one from the champion. Good main event right here. Douglas Lima. And dangerous.
He's in a great spot atop a division full of names. They all want him.
Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Koreshkov, a master of sport in Army combat fighting. Just turned 27 years old on Wednesday.
Koreshkov usually so good with that lead hand. Great with the straight right as well, but he sets it up solo with the lead hand. Great leg kick so far by Njokuani, and this is what I was talking about. Going to the wrestling. The leg kick was starting to chop him down, so he's going to his takedown.
As I said earlier, Jimmy, Koreshkov straight out said he didn't listen to his corner. And Alexander Glencoe just kind of sat there and smiled and like, see, I do know what I'm doing. I tell you what to do.
Told you.
Yeah. Koreshkov has worked his MMA wrestling with Kenny Johnson, Schlemenko in the corner, and a training partner of the former champion.
Good job by Njokuani getting back to his feet.
Watch your fingers, Chidi.
Unbeaten in his last 9, 8 wins, 1 no contest. Took 17 fights to get to the big show. Let's see who gets the better part of this clinch. That Sambo background. Spinning!
Nice spinning back fist.
Delivers! Wow! Right off that clinch.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the kind of thing you think you're going to see from Njokuani.
Right. Shades of Josh Thompson, Eve Edwards. Clinch, spin, boom. Caught him.
Tony Parker.
Nice. Nice flying knee.
Boom.
Beautiful stuff. Koreshkov showing that versatility.
Putting everything together.
Yep.
A little extra pressure on Andre. He said to us a couple days ago, Jimmy, said he just got married 2 months ago.
Hey,
no, there's
that'll
the
make you mean. Yeah, that'll put some anger in your punches.
And I quote Jimmy Smith, that will make you mean.
You have to take all that bossing out on somebody, and might as well be your opponent.
Right? Good first round for the former champ.
Watch the fingers, Chidi. Watch your fingers, Chidi.
Defended his title against Benson Henderson. Then lost the belt to Tel Aviv.
And what he threw at Benson Henderson. When you rewatch that fight, which I have, oh my God, the fact that Henderson was still standing at the end of it was incredible. He hit him with everything but the ref in the ring and the stool. You know, it was amazing.
And he's delivering big time here in round 1. Those are big body shots.
And these are the kinds of things Chidi Njokuani hasn't had to deal with up into this point in his career.
Big John's looking very closely at this. Is Njokuani intelligently defending himself? Or could this be it?
Trying to push him off, but this looks like it might be over right now.
Right back, Chidi. Right back.
Big John saying, fight back, Chidi. It is all over. Andrey Koreshkov finishes Chidi Njokuani.
Andrey Koreshkov doesn't speak great English, but the message in that beating was not quite yet. You aren't quite ready yet. Yeah. I'm the former champ. You're a young buck with a lot of skills. Maybe you'll be there, but not right now. Too much for Chidi Njokuani.
11th career win in the Bellator cage for Andrey Koreshkov. Fight replay brought to you by Blackheart Premium Spiced Rum. The bold 93 proof rum. That's edgy to the core.
Went to his takedown, went to his grappling game, but his striking really spelled the end for Chidi Njokuani. You see the flying knee, but here's the takedown like we saw against Douglas Lima. He goes to it when he has to. Did not want to stand and bang, eat more leg kicks from Chidi Njokuani. And once he was on top, look at this savage ground and pound, putting everything behind every shot. Beautiful stuff, body, head, just a matter of time till John McCarthy made the right decision and stepped in to finish this fight. Great stuff by the former champion, Douglas Lima. I know you're watching, you got a long line in front of you, but this is one of the people waiting.
What a great way to celebrate your birthday and your first fight as a married man. Koreshkov with the stoppage of Njokuani. Outstanding finish for the former champion. To make it official, here's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, referee Big John McCarthy waves off the contest due to unanswered strikes. Official time, 4 minutes, 8 seconds into round number 1. The winner by TKO, Andrey Spartan Koreshkov.
Great performance as he gets the first round finish at 4:08. Andrey Koreshkov wins, Jimmy, our main event of the evening.